Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're able to hear us and see us and follow along live. Welcome inside Game Day Winnipeg and the first ever Schnitzy cast, Bombing cast, Bonfire cast. We're going to watch Bombers, Roughriders, CFL preseason week 2, Saskatchewan's second game, Winnipeg's first of 2026. And Schnitzy, how are you feeling, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. This is my element. I'm
Yes, it
so
is.
psyched to be back. We're getting ready for the Saskatoon up, I like to call it, and I hope they tune up the Riders, even though it's preseason. And I got to be honest with you, I haven't been this excited about a Bombers preseason game in a very, very long time,
That's fair.
and that's because of one Taylor Elgersma, Darrin.
Yeah.
This guy said, I mean, you saw him at training camp. You saw him at rookie camp. This guy looks and sounds like the real deal, which is something we haven't seen in Bomberland in a very, very long time. Arguably, since Danny McManus is the last time the Bombers have drafted and developed the guy. Although he was pretty developed before he came here, so that's what I'm looking at most of all. Of course, we'll get into all the other prospects and new guys and some of the vets that we're looking for tonight.
Sandy, first comment in the live stream. Thanks to everybody watching us live on YouTube and Bonfire Sports. You can always find our live content, bonfiresports.ca/live. And really, you can find everything kind of through that same path. Bonfiresports.ca is all you have to remember because you go to bonfiresports.ca/Facebook/YouTube/live. And that's where we are right now. And you'll be able to find all of us /Instagram, /Twitter, or /X. They both work. Check it out. And you can follow along all season long. Chris Walby is back for 2026. And Schnitzy, of course, you and I are back on the postgame show, Game Day After Dark. I'm excited to do that all season long. But we thought because it's preseason and, you don't know what you're going to get in a preseason game until it happens, let's do a live stream watch along simulcast a la Peyton and Eli Manning in the Manning cast, right? So people can watch live on CFL Plus and watch us as well. So, do what you want. Put CFL Plus on your TV and watch us on your phone or your iPad or your laptop or flip it around, whatever you want. I don't think you want mine and Schnitzy's mug so big. Maybe you want to watch the game a little bit on your bigger screen, but hey, it's up to you. And we're going to watch this game live, really from start to finish. As we're looking on right now. They're still in the pregame, but getting ready to go from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, where they're having their second preseason game. Schnitzy, and you mentioned Taylor Elgersma. We're going to see Zach Schnitzer, presumably, as well as Bryce Perkins, the three Blue Bombers quarterbacks they have right now. Of course, they do have University of Manitoba quarterback Cole Ansu as well. But let's talk about the news as we wait for the game to get started here. That happened this week. There was two Bombers quarterbacks that walked away from the team, both placed on the suspended list.
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear what you saw from them in camp, Darren, as we go through tonight. But I was actually, dare I say, kind of thrilled that they sort of maybe saw the writing on the wall and decided to leave. I think they knew that they weren't really going to get a much of a shot, especially Terry Wilson, sort of supplanted by Taylor Elgersma pretty quickly. Has got a hurt for. Oh, we have a reception there
Yeah,
from
so
Tim
first
White.
Colaris pass, and we'll just let people kind of sync up, whether you have to pause CFL Plus or pause us and sync it up. But you see, that's the live score ticker down on the screen there. So
Well done,
14,
Darren. Very nice.
14-15 remaining in the opening quarter, 1st and 10, Winnipeg after a Colaris connection to Tim White. I'm sure Bombers fans hoping to see a lot of that this season. But
Yeah.
yeah, and we'll pull up the stats here. So that score clock you see there, this one here, I don't know, can we see it on the screen? I don't know if you guys can see that, but this one right here, yeah, there we go. This one is going to be a little bit ahead of us because that's the live stats. They're actually faster than the live stream on CFL Plus. But right below Schnitzy there, just do this. There's the game clock and the score ticker you see on the bottom of your screen. Yeah, I mean, kind of strange that Peyton Thorne, who joined this team first year in the CFL, decided to walk away from the team, and Mike O'Shea said they had a good conversation. Collaros complete there on 1st and 10. I think that's Kevin's clip. No, it's Tim White again.
No,
What do you
it's Tim
know?
White again.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Little
they're
Tommy
playing
Condell
Darren's,
magic happening between a couple of his former players there.
and it's worth saying, I think, that they are playing against the starting defense of the Riders, or largely starting defense. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is
both teams dressing a lot of their starters. But yeah, Peyton Thorne had a good conversation with Mike O'Shea, according to O'Shea, and decided to step away from the team. So suspended list, meaning the Bombers still have his rights if he decides to come back. And then Terry Wilson, same thing. 3 years with the Bombers, and now he decides to step away as well. And we didn't really hear too much or anything at all, really, from the team officially, other than he's been placed on the suspended list. So, 3 straight catches for Tim White. What do you think of that?
Tim White, Darren, is 3 for 3 for 57 yards, now a long at large of 22 yards. I mean, this is promising. I mean, it's preseason, right? But it's promising.
Yeah. 3 catches, 19-yard average, as you see in your live stats there on the screen. Yeah, I mean, it's a little peculiar when you see 2 quarterbacks step away from the team, but Connor 𝘎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙯, our good friend at WST, tweeted, maybe the writing was on the wall, and he put a picture of Taylor Elgersma's name written on the brick wall. As Collaros goes to the end zone here, that's over the head of, we were just talking about him before we went live, Schnitzy. Christian Fredrickson, number 72. He's been getting a lot of work with the first and second team in training camp. So.
Yeah, you were saying, he's got some nice size, 6'3", 209, out of Idaho State, maybe a lesser known school, but
so cornbread.
Yeah, but some decent numbers. Idaho potato, yeah. Decent numbers, averaging 6.1 receptions per game, 85.1 receiving yards per game. So maybe a bigger target if they decide to go with 3 Americans. Oh, is that Collaros taking off?
Collaros rolling out and
look at that, turning back the clock.
Yeah, going untouched out the side of outside the sideline there. But yeah, I mean, they're going to want to protect number 8 this year. Whatever you think of Taylor Elgersma, Bryce Perkins, and I think very highly of both. We'll get into my thoughts on Elgersma prior to training camp and kind of where things evolved today. But these are 2 CFL rookies behind Zach Collaros. You're going to want number 8 operating things if Winnipeg's going to do much this year. So, yeah, I mean, even in the preseason, Bombers dressing all their starters, and here's Brady Olivera from the doorstep. And Collaros there it is. Signal. Touchdown, Winnipeg. Take an early 6-0 lead. It's always nice when the preseason, Schnitzy, you score on your opening drive.
Listen, when you're watching a preseason game and you're watching vets like Zach Collaros, you're looking at new pieces like Tim White. How are they going to fit in with the 3rd OC in 3 years, and Tommy Condell, who Zach was speaking very highly of? I mean, you were there, Darren, at the presser. Everybody loves this guy, Tommy Condell, and then they marched down the field pretty flawlessly there, Darren. Like a knife through butter, and capped off by a Brady Olivera short yardage touchdown on 3rd down. So nice little start. You wonder if Collaros and company are going to stay in much longer here. Oh, we
so
almost
here's
missed
2026 draft pick Brady Lidster.
I went to school with a Brady Lister, not a Lidster, but anyway.
Okay.
That's not Brady Lister, though.
Well, what they say about Brady Lister is that, he might have lid on his name, but his leg strength, there's no cap on that potential. They think he's got a great leg, lots of strength. And,
Did you just come up with that?
Sure, I did.
I'm in preseason form. You're not even... Dude. Wesley Follis, no, Serezna is not playing, although I did see him at Taste of the Bombers, Darren, the other night. And shout out to the Bombers for another great Taste of the Blue Bombers. If you've never been, folks, it's definitely something to check out. It's always a really fun event, great food, great drinks, here's coaches, personnel. It's massive, Darren. Jake Seresna. I'm like, obviously you've interviewed him, you've seen him up close, but man, he is massive.
Well, he's just a beast of a player, right?
And he was there
Motor,
with
motor,
Patty
motor, motor. He
Neufeld. They
goes
were
and goes.
eating, I believe, empanadas. Oh, they were eating empanadas, and Pat. I was like, uh, Seresna. I was like, I'm so glad you're on our team now. The amount of times he has dummied our offensive line and sacked whatever quarterback we had back there, and Patty Neufeld actually was like, he was just like, yes. Yeah, he's done that to me many times. We are very pleased that he's here. So although they have to go against him in practice, Darren, as I'm sure you see. But what have you seen from Seresna in training camp so far?
Nothing too specific. In one-on-ones, that's kind of the best place to watch for these guys. He puts in work. He's quick. He's twitchy, right? I think uh, like you said, he's a huge guy. I mean, these interior defensive linemen are all huge guys. He is, not the biggest guy by pro football standards, but great motor. What you're going to get from Jake Seresna more than anything is just go, 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 go. A motor that never stops. Huge tackle on special teams from Michael Chris Ike, who I'll say this, Schnitzy, I'm expecting a huge jump and growth in his role in 2026. Michael Chris Ike, not just on
Yeah,
specials, great tackle
yeah.
there,
Well,
but on
yeah.
offense.
Well, I was going to say against it was a meaningless game last year at home against Montreal, if folks remember. But Chris Ike had like a 61-yard run in that game. He just ran through the hole like a running back.
Mhm.
He's built like a Greek
Built right,
god
yeah,
with
chiseled.
speed. I would love to see him, Darren, used whether he's running or receiving actually in the Bombers' offense. I'd love to see him utilized more.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think look. I'm going to pull up the Bombers depth chart in a minute. I have to make sure I got all the technical things worked out here as Saskatchewan gets their second snap down. What did they have there? They had first and 10. Now they're second and 1. But either way, not going to do play-by-play during this game, everybody. I think we're just going to have kind of conversations and react to what we see and get into the live chat. Great to see everybody joining us. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So Dante Daniels, the Bombers' second pick in the draft this year. Kevin Sklercius, Michael Chris Ike. They're going to do some different things as far as that sixth offensive lineman, a tight end, a double tight end, maybe with an O lineman and one of those guys,
Ooh,
fullbacks, deep shot downfield and it's caught. Wow.
Keyshawn.
Is that Keyshawn Johnson?
Yeah, your favorite
Keyshawn
receiver.
Johnson was my number one all-star receiver pick last season, ahead of Hatcher, ahead of everybody. I think he's the
Really?
best receiver in the CFL.
You said that last year. I mean,
Well, that's
he's
when my vote
wide open
was
here.
last year.
Now the starting corner there, Darren, is that's Burrell? Because Moxie's not playing. I
Yeah,
think
I think that
Burrell is
was
in there.
20. I think that might have been Trey Vavel.
Oh, Vavel's in there. Okay. Ah, Trevor Harris doing his things.
Yep.
God,
The ageless one. He's 40.
I
Trevor
know.
Harris is 40.
He
Nuts.
and he's got such good receivers. My goodness. They're going to be a load, Saskatchewan. You think they're going to be as good as last year? They lost a few guys, right?
They lost a few guys. Yeah. Here's a question I know we're going to get into later, Schnitzy. Wesley Fallis, what's going on, Wes? Are we going to rush more than 3 on the D line this year?
Great question.
That's a can of worms to get into. Jordan Younger's defense is different. I don't think. How do I put this so it doesn't freak people out? Winnipeg's pass rush was not good enough last year, but Winnipeg plays a very hybrid style defense. It's a very modern defense. There's Tony Jones with a nice stop on the doorstep.
Tony Jones.
But Winnipeg, I think, will rush 2 and 3 guys. I think then they'll, send the house and rush a ton of guys. I think the way Winnipeg wants to play defensive football is multiple personnel packages, lots of different looks, lots of different guys, and force offenses to not know what's going on. I think that's ultimately it. Yeah. So tough question to answer there for Wes, but keep the comments and questions coming in the live chat. Fritchie, what's going on? Excited for another year of Bonfire. So are we. Schnitzy and I have been, we broke our moratorium on winter texting and telephone conversations, and we're back in contact with one another. But yeah, I say that obviously tongue in cheek. We stay in contact throughout the year, but it's good to be talking to you again more often. Good to be talking to everybody out there more often again. Excited for 2026. This Winnipeg team is looking really good compared to last year, I'll say.
Well, I just wanted to say, like, I've kind of got to compensate for the CFL season when I ignore my family. Well, I don't ignore them. I mean, I played 2 hours of cornhole with my son today. We're on commercial. I feel like we can sort of let loose a bit. But shout out to Costco. They've got $100 for a new cornhole set, professional cornhole set. Oh man, it was crappy outside today, Darren, but we had a great time. But anyway, yeah, I don't talk to anybody in the off season. I have to make it up to my family and hang out with them and do all my dad and husband things. But yes, it is great. It is great to be back there and chatting with you, my brother from another mother.
Yes, sir.
I swear you deep down you're Jewish. Come on, Bart Oman.
Well, that's why
to you, buddy.
That's why this is called the Schnitzy cast, right? It's like it would be easy to call it the bombing cast because like bombing, Manning cast, bombing cast, but it's the Schnitzy cast because you and I are brothers, and I just think it's a better name.
I do. I appreciate that, Darren. And shout out to AI and my wife who
shout out to AI.
Yeah, for making that thumbnail we made of us doing in the Schnitzy cast, and
that's fair.
My wife was like, "Wow, you and Darren look really hot." I mean, AI is.
Your wife said what about me?
They said we both look. They both look. You both look really good.
We do look really good in that thumbnail. I agree.
So I mean, I should maybe AI can just improve me. I should use AI in all my pictures.
We're not far off from that day. Yeah.
So what do we got here? Who's out? Is it Kalaris still?
It looks like it's Taylor Elgersma. I think it's Taylor Elgersma.
Oh, it is Elgersma already. Yeah. Okay, wow.
So one drive for Zach Kalaris. The rest of the starters are still in the game, but here we go. I'll pull up these stats. Here's the offensive stats. Kalaris, 3 of 4, 75 yards. And Brady Olivera, I believe, just getting a touch here. But gosh, do I have I got to pull up the stats on a different screen here. I'll tell you what, I got a couple monitors going on here. We're streaming to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. For anybody out there, head over to our YouTube page. It's easy to find, BonfireSports.ca/live or BonfireSports.ca/YouTube. And you'll find us. But like, I'm scared if I open another window on my computer, like another Chrome tab or whatever, that everything's going to get like my computer never has the fan on. It's suddenly flying right now. But a 5-year-old mediocre spec computer hanging on to dear life here. So I'm going to pull up the stats on a different device and see if I can take a look at things that way.
I've got the stats. Okay, so here's Elgersma's first pass, Darren, in the CFL.
Is it? Is it going to be?
Yep.
2nd and 9 from.
That looks like it was dropped by the receiver.
Yep. On the target, like it may be a touch low, but nitpicking a little bit. Christian Fredrickson drops that one.
That was a very catchable ball. I mean, he's kind of going to the ground, but maybe a little behind him. But
I'm gonna see if I can pull up the Bombers depth chart here. How do I do this?
Of course, they don't show replays on the CFL Plus.
So, what is your? And I'll pose the same question to the live chat. What is your Schnitzy, and knowing that you have your blue goggles on, as the Bombers have to punt away here, 2-0, Elgersma's first series. What is your outlook? I know you're probably going to be more hopeful than anything, but what do you think Taylor Elgersma can be in the CFL?
By all accounts, Darren, and again, you're right. I've got the blue goggles. You finally have a 6'5", 240-pound blue chip prospect in Taylor Elgersma, who by all accounts should be in the NFL, if not for some of the petty politics there. Uh, he's coming in as possibly the first quarterback the Bombers have drafted that could be a franchise quarterback since maybe Danny McManus or even going back to Dieter Brock.
Well, they didn't
I'm
draft.
excited. Plus, he's Canadian, which is exciting, right?
Yeah.
But I was trying to be cautious. But as I'm reading the training camp reports and seeing your interviews and seeing talking to some folks who have been there and watched him, including people in the media, they all say the same thing. He has an
all of the
incredible
tools.
arm.
He has
He has
all of the
all
tools.
of the physical tools.
Yeah.
Great touch on the ball, which is important. You don't want to be a Taylor Cornelius, like ripping balls.
I think that's an area. I'll just say this. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'll say this. I think the touch is probably the one area that any young quarterback, when they move into professional football, has to work on. I think Taylor Elgersma has that ability, but that nuance of being a quarterback and not throwing 100 miles an hour every time, to put the touch on at the right time, and then to not just at the right time, but like then to do it effectively and accurately, is not an easy thing.
No, and the other thing that impresses me about him, Darren, is the fact that he like you said, he can make every throw, but I think it's his mind and his maturity. When I listen to his press conferences, when I watch his clips talking to the media, he commands the room. He's mature. He's articulate. He's modest. All the things you like in a leader. And I think that's leadership is super important. You got to command the huddle. He's talking to the press, commanding the room, so that bodes well. And apparently he was telling some of the American receivers where to go pretty quickly, like knew the playbook. I mean, think about all of the camps and tryouts this guy has been to in the NFL, the UFL, now the CFL, and he's picking up the playbook really well. Someone told me he even might have a photographic memory, which would be insane. That would be very helpful.
Geez.
But I just think he's
hang
the
on,
real
sorry to
deal.
interrupt. Big play coming here because the live stats are ahead of the play.
Oh!
Here's Cone hit, the receiver hit,
Oh!
interception. Who else? Winnipeg's 2025 most outstanding defensive player, Evan Holm, who
Look at that.
most guys on the team say is the fastest dude on the team. Pick six. Winnipeg builds on their lead.
Nice.
How you like that?
Look, okay, they are showing a replay here. So yeah, it is Jack Cone. Oh, it was tipped by 37.
Yeah,
with a nice pass breakup, which landed right in Evan Holm's hands, and he takes it in for the pick six. Oh, that's Ridge Tejada.
Yeah, Tejada. I don't know. Texada. That's how you spell his name, but I'm going with Tejada because I think that's how the baseball player has his name pronounced.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I really don't.
Either way, Tejada, I believe Tejada is the third brother in his family to be in a Bombers camp, but he's trying to be the first one to make the team.
Tejadas or Teshadas. You're right. There's been a bunch of those guys.
So this guy's from North Texas, 5'9", 187. Obviously a defensive back. Yeah, makes a key play. I mean, that's going to help you make the team. Like, would you say, Darren? We'll get back to Elgersma in a second. Although his second drive is delayed by this pick six, Darren. But would you say in preseason you don't necessarily have to make a splashy play. You don't necessarily have to have a big reception or an interception or whatever, but you have to be solid. You can't make huge mistakes. But here, 𝘎𝙤𝙧, acquits himself well, is right in the passing lane there, and defends the pass, pops up, goes to home for the pick six. So good for him.
Yeah.
The defensive back is a place where, as you know, the Bombers have been quite successful in the last number of years. Picking up guys, but yeah, back to 𝘎𝙤𝙧. I mean, you've seen him live at training camp and at the podium. Like, what is your read on him?
Well, like I said, I think he has all of the tools. I'm pretty blown away by what he's been able to do in camp, his first, CFL camp. Obviously I never had eyes on him when he was with the Green Bay Packers in training camp last year, but they, we saw a little bit of him in those preseason games, and he looked comfortable. He looked good. Had a handful of workouts with some other NFL teams, but the thing that has really impressed me about Taylor Elgersma is, something you touched on, is just talking with him. It's like he's a 10-year vet, just the way he deals with the media, the way he gives answers, super insightful, super polished in that respect. So you got to think, for a 24-year-old guy, what is he, 24, 23, whatever, he's a smart dude, very bright young guy. I said prior to camp that I said, and I've had some people pull it up on Twitter from a month ago, just this past week or last couple days, saying, I said it was pretty unlikely that he would take meaningful snaps in 2026. If, and knock on wood, of course we don't want to see this, but if there's an injury at quarterback, I didn't think he would be among who they would call on. But with the returning vet, Terry Wilson, leaving the team, with same thing with Peyton Thorne, with Bryce Perkins being a CFL rookie. I mean, he's a UFL MVP, right? He's a Super Bowl champion, and started and won a game for the Los Angeles Rams earlier that year before they won the Super Bowl. But new to Canadian football. With all of those guys, I thought Winnipeg would, go to the veteran guys, go to the guys with experience before a young Canadian rookie. I think there is danger in playing a young guy too quickly at such a critical position like quarterback. But I think Taylor Elgersma has come in and shown that he is mature enough to handle that pressure, to handle that load on his shoulders, that he is physically and mentally capable enough of running this offense very well. So I said quite unlikely. I would say it's much, much, much more likely now. How Winnipeg wants to handle their quarterbacks, if they need to go to their number two, it's not as cut and dry as you may think. But I'll say this with a ton of confidence, and I mentioned this to Hustler on WST this week. Taylor Elgersma, there's no doubt in my mind, he is the second best quarterback on this team right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really exciting. I mean, we're thinking about. You can tell me if you disagree, Darrin, but I think that the prevailing sentiment out there is this is maybe Zach's last year. Riders going 2-0 here,
Maybe.
Probably, but we're not
Zach
sure.
Won't say it.
He won't say it.
Look, if he has a big, I'll interrupt you and say, if he has a big resurgence year, why can't he come back? Because he had a really down year last year. I think the offensive line is a lot better. Bringing in Jarrell Broxton, Gabe Wallace, a second-year starter now, because he kind of started towards the end of last year. And they got a lot of depth with Vanterpool and Randolph and Mazkua, who's been very good in training camp. Who's the other one I'm missing here?
Ellsbury apparently has looked good at center as well.
Yep. Ethan Vibert. They got a lot of depth back there. I think they're going to keep a
play action for Elgersma. Oh, Elgersma's almost picked off. Didn't quite have the. Oh, am I?
You're a little ahead of me.
That wasn't the greatest. I mean, it was the right read because looks like Clercius was open, but looks like Elgma maybe didn't put enough air under it. Let's have a look here. They're doing the replay.
So
Brady's
that's
out too, by the way.
92 on
Number
the
22
Riders
is in.
with the near pick.
Actually, it was a good throw. The guy just got in the lane. I don't know if he didn't put it. I think he put enough air on it.
Yeah, dangerous.
Obviously, this is why
dangerous
I'm not
with
in
the crossing.
Yeah.
But second and it's funny. They've got the ticker clock. They got the play clock over. That's funny. There we go. 3rd and 10. So it was 2nd and 10. I don't know if you noticed there on the key. It was kind of the clock was over the distance, down in distance there. Anyway, it'll be interesting. I think Bombers fans should be really excited about what Taylor Elgma has shown in just 3 weeks here in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
really excited.
And honestly, like I'm not even taking much stock into what he does tonight, Darren. You probably agree with me there, right? Like, this is, first of all, I mean, I don't know how many Riders backups are in right now, but this is his very first start. It's a new offense. I just want to see him come out of it healthy and get some reps and just
everybody come out healthy.
Get some experience.
Preseason game,
right?
the last thing you want is a guy hurt, right?
Absolutely, and of course with Elgma going in, you're probably going to get some backups on the offense. Like it's there's lots of factors that go into that.
Yeah.
If I can harken back to 2018 with Chris Streveler in his first preseason game, he went 10 for 10. So and then Streveler went 10 for 10 in his first preseason game, finished the game with a touchdown, 81-yard touchdown or something. And then last year you saw what he did with his arm. No knock against him. Great guy, legend in Winnipeg. Fantastic athlete, but won a game 3 for 8 for 54 yards or something.
For those that don't know,
the preseason
Chris Streveler has retired from football. Retired from playing football. Yeah, made that decision after another pretty bad knee injury ended his 2025 in Winnipeg. But still watching Jack Cohn under center for the Roughriders here. They got second and I think it's 2nd and 10. That score ticker is driving me nuts.
Nice pressure from the Bombers on 2nd down here. Let's see if they line out. It looks like a bit of a blitz there. Kyrie Wilson with his hands up, and who was the guy on the edge? Was it Dixon there? Let's see his number.
I think it was 34.
I think it was 34. Who's 34?
Connor Shea.
Oh, Connor Shea.
2025 top draft pick.
Right, number 1 draft pick for the Bombers in the first round. I think number 6. Highly touted guy. Many had him projected as number 1 even. It's nice to see him get some reps.
Well, it's great to see everybody here in the live chat watching Winnipeg's first preseason game of 2026, our first broadcast of 2026. This is the Riders' 2nd preseason game. This one live from the Bridge City, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Right, the Bridge City.
Everybody catch that?
That was a bad punt. Look at the Bombers. Look at the Darren. We got to talk playoffs too. I want to maybe at halftime. I want to hear your thoughts on the new rules on the playoffs.
We can talk about those anytime. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm following along with the game here. Look, I mean, I'm glad CFL Plus hasn't crashed. Anyway, I did want to shout out again, Mr. Bart Oman, good friend of ours, went on the 1930 crew bus. We'll miss him this year, but we're thinking of you, buddy, and your family, and happy to see you, man. Happy to see you.
Catch me up on what's happening with Bart.
Oh, just kind of a tough year. A loss in the family.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You hang in there, Bart.
Year. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Real one.
I think I think he has a Bonfire hat too.
Of course he does.
Which looks good on him. which
All the
looks
real
very
ones
good on
do.
him.
All the real ones.
Derek McGurran's here. Miss these guys.
Oh, my guy. What's going on? Do you know about 40 years ago, 35 years ago, our cats had kittens?
Your cats had kittens?
Yeah. Me and Derek McGurran.
Oh,
Yep.
look at
True
that
story.
𝙎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙨 going for a little bit of a run on 2nd and 10.
Yeah. Pressured in the pocket and
Yeah.
not afraid to just get upfield. Whew.
Nothing
Jameer
wrong with
Thurman in
that.
on the tackle
He's
there.
got the size, right?
Not
He's
afraid of Jameer Thurman.
not known for his mobility, not known for
Do
his
you want let's
speed.
talk about his feet. Let's talk about his legs.
Okay.
He's going to get comparisons to Nathan Rourke up and down, right? He is much more of a pocket quarterback than Nathan Rourke. Nathan Rourke is quick. He can break the pocket and get upfield or get to the edge. Taylor Elgma is a little bit more of a stand-up pocket quarterback, but he can run. He is athletic and has more size. So I'm not expecting him to, be like, a bully power running quarterback like Chris Streveler, but he does have size. I think he might even end up being Winnipeg's short yardage quarterback this season.
You think? No
Could
way.
be.
You think
Why
so?
not? Why not?
Do you really want to risk Elgma?
Do you really want to risk anybody? Your number 2 quarterback's got to be your short yardage guy.
No, it doesn't have to be. You could have
dude. He's not a sacred cow.
Yes,
What's wrong with short yardage? I think for a young quarterback to develop him, get him comfortable, be part of the game plan, have his hands on the ball during games. I think short yardage is awesome for him in year 1 in pro football.
Don't you risk it? Like, why not just put Perkins in there? Perkins is a
29-year-old,
all
What's
that
the
experience.
Difference? What are you worried about?
I'd rather risk Perkins than Elgma, no?
But risk how? Like, Zach Collaros is your starter. You want to wrap Elgma in bubble wrap or what?
Yeah, I actually.
It's short yardage, man. He's not going across.
I don't have enough bubble wrap for a 6'5" quarterback. Well, let me ask you this. So typically on a CFL roster, Darrin, on a depth chart, you're going to dress how many quarterbacks?
3.
Isn't number 3 usually your short yardage in the CFL?
It can be your 2. It can be your 3.
Yeah, your 2 is the guy that's got to go in. Jeopardy23, shout out the DB and Schnitzy, first disagreement of the season. Let's
new handle.
Oh, love that
for Jeff.
Oh, look at that! Look who it is.
Yeah,
look who it is.
New handle.
Our friend. He's gotta get a new NFL team, man. Like the Cardinals just suck every year, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, of course I'm talking to a Colts fan. Yeah, number 3 is the short yardage quarterback. Come on, Darrin.
When Chris Streveler was your number 2, he ran short yardage. It doesn't have to be number 2 or number 3. It's a backup quarterback.
Yes, a backup. Tikona Pauly's in the house. What's up, buddy? Still got the cap locks on.
So if you want to watch the game, you go to CFL.ca, and then right at the top, like the big, title bar, the menu bar, it'll say where to watch, and you just click CFL Plus. And then you pick the game, and I think you got to give them like your name and email address and pick your favorite team or, whatever. And then you can watch it. Yeah. Just 2 CFL preseason games on TSN this year. My uncle was texting me about this. Uncle Glenn, who's a friend of the show, often in the live chat. He's like, is this the Toronto Sports Network? I think it ultimately comes down to viewership numbers for preseason games are low. So if you're TSN, you got to do a couple preseason games because I think, everybody needs preseason. Their directors, their producers, their switchers, their camera people, their play-by-play, everything. And I think Dustin Nielsen's even busy right now doing the Memorial Cup. But they and I don't know who's calling the Argos Ticats game, but the reason they're doing that game is that's the least expensive for them to broadcast. They don't have to ship everything across the country to Saskatoon or to Vancouver, or to Calgary or to Montreal. They're going to do a game down the 401. Yeah, that's just the way it is. But we got CFL
So,
Plus now. These games used to, you weren't able to watch
yeah.
them. Now you are.
Oh, the CFL gets maligned for a lot of different things, whether it's their draft tracker, which they promised they'd fix, whether it's the lack of
You're
Bombers with a
second and 4.
sack.
I think you're a little ahead, Schnitzy.
Am I?
Yeah,
I'm always ahead of you, buddy. Come
that's true.
on.
You're always ahead. You're always ahead. There's a really bad joke I can make right now, but
Am I ahead of your stream? How is that
yes.
possible? Maybe because you
Yeah.
got so many things. Oh, Jack Cohen. Who
So
was that? Nice,
I'm beginning of
nice
the
push
replay
up
right
the
now.
middle.
Yeah, that's Cameron Lawson with a
Nice.
sack. 9-yard loss. Cameron Lawson brought in as a free agent 2 years ago from the Montreal Alouettes and has had his fair share of injuries. Missed all of last season, if I'm not mistaken. Had a season-ending injury. Jake Thomas retires as a player. He is now the Blue Bombers defensive line coach. Here's a field goal attempt. The Riders get that one through. 51-yarder from Kim. Who's that kicker? I don't know. 72, Kim. But Lawson.
Better than Lothar already.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where did he sign? Did he sign
Ottawa, maybe? Was it? I think it was Ottawa.
Yeah.
I think it was
You're
Ottawa.
right.
Someone look that up on the chat.
Legs is
anyway.
Sorry,
Darrin.
Hamilton. Yeah. Lots of free agents moving around this year. But Cameron Lawson, I think very highly of him as a football player. Has not had his luck with injuries in Winnipeg, but this is going to be, I'm sure the Bombers are hoping, and I think he has every ability to be that Jake Thomas Canadian defensive tackle for a long, long time. He's a very talented player. And look, just because a guy, I get into this bothers me more than anything with fans, Schnitzy. And I think you know that, is if a guy suffers a torn ACL, it doesn't mean he's injury prone. Shit happens. 𝙎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙨 folded up there and taken down for the sack. Hope he's okay, Schnitzy. Wouldn't want him tackled or anything.
First read wasn't open. Didn't have a lot of time. I wouldn't put that on 𝙎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙨 either.
So I don't know where you are in your stream. I don't know if
I'm
you
just
want to
watching the
pause
replay of the sack.
Yeah.
There's former bomber Devin Adams for the Riders, number 94.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙨's first pass goes underneath.
You're definitely ahead. You're definitely ahead of me.
86. Oh, 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙗 is in there.
Why don't you try to sync up with the ticker on the screen there? See what it says 11:44, 43. See if you can pair it up. 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙗 with a catch. Yep. 19 yards to the Sask 52.
Nice, easy yards, right? Like just throw it underneath. Yeah. Nothing's open downfield. You're going to get more of a pass rush on second and long. Take what the defense gives you, bud.
Yeah, take what you can get. Take what they give you. That's football, 100%. Yeah. Sandy wondering if they should put us in separate corners. First time watching the show? Schnitzy and I love
Sorry, Jeffrey Townend.
Love getting after each other.
That's why we need the break in the off season.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, Matthew Peterson's in. Canadian backup running back, had a breakout beginning of the season last year for the Bombers.
For everybody watching, if you want to sync up your CFL Plus to us, you can either pause your CFL Plus if the game's ahead of us, or you can pause us if we're ahead of your stream. But right down below Schnitzy, you can see that's the game clock with where we're watching. And Schnitzy, I hope you can sync up to that too.
I think I am. So we just saw a throw to the sideline there from 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙗 to
Gavin Cobb, the University of Manitoba Bison. Oh wait, no, that's not right. 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙗
82. Yeah, you got it. That's Cobb.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Darrin,
1st and 10.
What do you think of Cobb? Like, who do you think is going to be the Bombers' starting receivers this year? Are they going to go 3 Canadians, or what do you see in that receiving core for the Tommy Condell offense?
So the offensive line is going to have 3 Canadians, I think, at least to start. Pat Neufeld, Tui Ellie at center, Gabe Wallace at left guard. You're obviously going to have Brady Olivera and Nick Dembski. Okay, so there's 5 starters on offense. You have Tommy Neild, who's a Canadian. So there's 6 starters on offense. And then you have Winnipeg's top end of their receiving core, and that is Tim White and
Ontario.
Ontario Wilson. Thank you. So Tim White, for those who aren't familiar, he's coming off 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This guy has missed 3 games in 5 seasons. Okay. He's missed 3 games in 5 years. Winnipeg had a lot of trouble with Kenny Lawler being unavailable due to injury or passport or issues with the law. They had a lot of issues with Dalton Schoen, especially towards his last year in Winnipeg due to injury. They went and got a perennial 1,000-yard receiver in Tim White, who is small but so crisp, running routes, great hands, 1,000 yards every year. And I think he puts up, like 7 or 8 touchdowns every year. So he's scoring a touchdown like every third game. That's awesome. Great free agent signing. Familiar with new offensive coordinator Tommy Condell in Hamilton. Familiar with Zach Collaros, former teammate. And then with Ontario Wilson starting the season with Winnipeg, not joining midseason like he did last year, time in the NFL. Winnipeg is stacked at receiver. Tommy Neild, his numbers, if you go to look at his stats, nothing is like, oh man, this guy's a stud. But he's got Grey Cup rings from the last 2 years and is huge. Mike O'Shea says he just wins. What I see is he just steps up in big games, whether that's Grey Cups or playoff games or, critical regular season games. Tommy Neild has a big game when you need it the most. 2 huge free agent signings for Winnipeg to their receiving core in Tim White and Tommy Neild. So Winnipeg is stacked at Canadian. We started this conversation asking about Gavin Cobb. He's going to be a reserve. Kevin Clercius, Canadian, is going to be a reserve. Dante Daniels, same thing. Michael Chris Ike, running back, fullback type, tight end. All of those guys are going to be in the mix, but Winnipeg is pretty stacked at receiver. I like this receiving core better than groups they've had in a long, those Kenny Lawler, Ontario Wilson, Nick Dembski groups, Dalton Schoen mixed in. Those were very good receiving cores. This one's really nice. You had Tim White and Tommy Neild. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's an embarrassment of riches, especially when you compare it to last year, right, Darren? Where Nick Dembski, as great as he is, probably a Hall of Famer, perennial 1,000-yard receiver, slot back for the Bombers out of University of Manitoba. Saw him at Taste of the Bombers, looked good. I don't think he's too injured. He had to shoulder the load, and as much as you like Nick Dembski, you don't necessarily want him to be your number 1 receiver. Yeah, so now you've got White and Ontario Wilson, and when Tommy Nields is arguably your number 4 receiver, Darren, that's pretty good, right? Like Tommy Nields probably a number 3 on another team, but great possession receiver, big game guy, seems to really have impressed Mike O'Shea in terms of his attitude and work ethic. So I'm excited about that receiving core. Is there what about O-line? Like, do you see
no good from 44 yards?
Ooh, that's not good. You got to hit 44. When you look at that O-line, Darren, you said you think they'll start with 3 Canadians in the interior, with Wallace, Eli, and Patty Neufeld. Do you how, like, if that's maybe not working out so well, Zach takes a few sacks, things look out of sync. How much of a leash do those guys have? Maybe not Patty Neufeld, because this guy's a perennial all-star. He by all By all accounts, he's
I don't
still a
see them
stud,
making a
right?
change there unless there's an injury. If there's an
Yeah.
injury, then maybe they'll go to an American. They just don't have the Canadian depth at offensive line like they have in years past. I think those are their guys. Those are the guys they're going to ride with. That's
Yeah.
that's my kind of my feel of it. Yeah.
I guess my concern is 𝘽𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙨 because he's a guy who's been in this is what, year 6. I mean, from all accounts, he couldn't be a nicer guy. Everybody I've talked to around the team, I mean, you've interviewed him, apparently just the nicest human being. Everybody wants him to succeed, but he hasn't cracked the starting lineup. He hasn't been a starting center for the Bombers. So is it concerning at all that it's taken till now to get a shot, especially if you look at the last year or 2 even? Chris Kolinkowski wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire. So
Well,
is that concerning at all?
last year he wasn't. Um, you know what? Mike O'Shea talked about this, and I hope that is readable for you guys. That depth chart. Mike O'Shea talked about this, and it's like I think it was Paul Friesen who asked the question. I could be mistaken. 17-10 Winnipeg, by the way. We kind of approached the midway point of the second quarter. Thanks for joining us here on the Schnitzy cast, BonfireSports.ca. Osh was asked about that. And I think 𝘽𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙨 has just been waiting for his opportunity. I think there's just always been another guy ahead of him. Gabe Wallace is a younger player than 𝘽𝙤𝙧𝙨, but Gabe, I don't think is a center. I think he's too big to be a center. So they plunked him in at left guard, and he's been there now as a starter for, half a season last year was a starter, 3 quarters. I think 𝘽𝙤𝙧𝙨's just been Winnipeg has had that depth. He's just been that 6th guy, and now it's time for him to move into a starting role. I don't think it's a condemnation on 𝘽𝙤𝙧𝙨 that he hasn't been a starter until now.
Mhm.
We have to remember too that he joined the team in 2019, did not play. Obviously, nobody played in 2020. He did not play in 2021 because of his personal decision to not be vaccinated. Came back in 2022 and has been kind of that extra Canadian on the O-line. And when he's needed to start, he's been good. Center is a tough position.
Mhm.
So who knows? I'm not going to dismiss the your premise that they won't make a change due to performance. They
Mhm.
absolutely could.
Mhm.
Center's a tough spot to play,
Yep.
but I don't think any quarterback wants to change centers mid-season. So I think it's a huge vote of confidence on 𝘽𝙤𝙧𝙨 and what they expect of him performance-wise by saying you're going to be the starting center on day one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you're right. I think you make a fair point, Darren, of course. Um, I guess I just wonder about that loyalty thing. Sometimes it can bite the Bombers. And
Mm-hmm.
are they prioritizing a vet who maybe in Ellie who maybe isn't going to outperform some of those backup Americans? So just an interesting thing to watch, right? In this season, it's a long season. Riders with another chunk play. They're gotten up to the 40-yard line here. Um,
Yeah, it was Conley for 8
yeah,
yards. Yeah.
yeah. It'd be interesting to see. Like, one of the other things I'm really interested in, Darren, would love to get your thoughts on this. Is the Tommy Condell offense, right? Like, a shout out to one of our listeners. He actually called this. I think it was Noah called this. I think in December, said look for Tommy Condell to come in as the OC with his relationship with Collaros. Way back in what was it, 2015, when Collaros had that MOP season. He probably would have been the MOP in Hamilton had he not got injured. I think it was Odell Willis that knocked him out for the season with Tommy Condell.
Simone.
Reuniting with Condell, right? It's kind of a
Simone.
slam dunk. What's that?
Simone Lawrence.
Oh, was it Simone?
Oh, no, no,
Did
no, no.
Simone call that?
No. That was week 1 when he was with the Riders. You're right.
Yes, that was 2017.
Yeah.
No, 2018. Anyway, yeah, 2018. Sorry. So, it makes sense to have Tommy Condell here, but he's not known for running the football, Darren. He's known more for like he's got a lot of fancy formations and schemes and a lot of short passing. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but when you pay King's ransom for Brady Olivera, whether you agree with that or not, making what $300,000.
I have thoughts on that. I'll share in a minute. Yeah.
What do you think? You got to like Bomber fans are expecting you got to run the football, use your bell cow, but then again, maybe they use him coming out of the backfield. I would argue Brady Olivera may be the best receiving running back in the CFL.
Yeah, he's sure-handed. He does not have a lot of big chunk plays as a receiver, but I think Tommy Condell knows the brand of Blue Bombers football, and that's bully ball. That's that's possession. Ball possession football. When you have a perennial MOP player on your team, I think it would be foolhardy for any coordinator to be like, well, I'm going to do it my way anyway. Like Brady, the way the Blue Bombers play at the line of scrimmage, the way they have clearly gone towards a tight end set, double tight end set, 6 guys, 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. I'm not talking about receivers down on the end. I'm talking about in the box on the line of scrimmage. They're going to play power football. They're going to play power football. I think Tommy Condell, he did not have the best. His offense has struggled in Ottawa, and for a variety of reasons. But I think any coordinator, when you join a team, it's like, look, what kind of quarterback do I have? Do I have a pocket guy? Do I have a scrambler guy? Do I have can I move the pocket with the quarterback? What's our run attack like? What's our offensive line talent like? Depth like? Who are our receivers? Do we have speed receivers? Do we have big physical receivers? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? And you build your offense around them. I don't think any coordinator smartly shoehorns a system into their players or players into their system. They're going to make those adjustments. I want to speak about Brady Olivera making $300,000. Okay. This is the CFL. There's more to the salary, I feel, for a Winnipeg kid playing for his hometown team from day one than just his performance on the field. Brady Olivera's marketability and Brady Olivera's, it's marketability. It's the ability he provides this team, not the Riders, not the Lions, not the Alouettes, not the Red Blacks. The value he brings to the Winnipeg Football Club is immense. And I'm never going to blame Brady Olivera or any player for making what they can while they can. It's a short career in any pro sport, especially football, especially a position like running back. You don't see running backs play into mid-30s too often, if ever. But the Blue Bombers pay Brady what he's worth here in Winnipeg. Yeah, they could absolutely get a cheaper running back and get, well, I'd argue, get similar performance. I think you're probably going to get a bit of a fall off unless you have the guy, whoever's up there with Brady in total yards from scrimmage every year. But for Winnipeg, I don't think they have any qualms paying a Winnipeg kid what he's worth in Winnipeg.
Yep. I completely agree with you, Darren. I completely agree. Brady, aside from being an all-star player, an MOP caliber player, a leader, he is such a great individual. And I, obviously any team wants that, but when you're a team like Winnipeg, um, when you're built on character, when you're arguably the marquee franchise in the CFL, when you're selling out 14 games in a row, uh, part of the reason they're selling out is because people like Brady, not just because they want to see him play, but that they like the guy. He's a lovable guy. You ever meet him? And folks, I'm sure many fans here have met him. Of course, you know him, Darrin, and in your role, the media. I've met him at different events. Like he always remembers who I am, says my name, shakes my hand,
Well,
looks me in
everyone
the
knows
eye,
Schnitzy.
gives gives me the time of day. Just such a polite, friendly, genuine human being. And of course, we all know about his dog rescue stuff. And then shout out to him and his partner Alex for their
Have you watched any of his show?
well, I was Maya and I went to the premiere.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, you know Maya, she doesn't like football. She didn't care, but I said there's going to be puppies there at the Must Love Dogs premiere back on April 20th. So they screened the Brady Olivera Must Love Dogs show on that, which is on CBC Gem. They screened it downtown
Just a
at
couple
what?
episodes, or
Yeah, they just showed the first two episodes.
okay?
Very good show, by the way. It's all about him and his partner Alex Bloomberg and their work with local rescues, saving dogs, rescuing dogs, particularly in northern Manitoba. It's fantastic. But you love Brady, and I love the way he plays. I think he embodies the spirit of Winnipeg, sort of a lunch pail guy.
Yep.
Gets better as the game goes on. Tough, can close out a game for you. He's your closer. He's your Mariano Rivera. Um, yeah, I love Brady, and I'm fine with them paying him, but they've got to use him, whether he's catching or running. There, and I'm just noticing American O lineman Tyler Ellsbury is in there for the Bombers.
Yeah,
I
Vibert, Randolph, Vanterpool. Yep.
So interesting to see.
So there was Taylor Elgersma still in at quarterback for the Bombers. Why don't I pull up his numbers here? Let's see how the kid's doing. I think you can say that the kid only when he's a rookie.
He's 24.
He's a grown ass.
He's
man.
a baby.
He's a grown ass man.
You should have seen me when I was 24. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. There was a long way to go for young Schnitzy.
So there's Taylor Elgersma's numbers. 3 of 7 passing, 31 yards, had a long of 19. Quarterback efficiency of 56.3. What's going on here? This was
Gabe Wallace just got a unnecessary
15-yard
roughness penalty. Oof.
You are unnecessary roughness.
OSHA's not going to like that.
Nope.
Do you know
No,
the Bombers have been? I saw this, was it a free press article or something, or a post I saw? The Bombers have been the least. It was a post.
Least penalized team
For years. I'll have to pull it up, but like a decade, like just insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's always nice to see. I mean, this is an absolute drive killer, right?
Yeah. So here's Elgersma, 2nd and 20.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a safe play here. Dump it off 3 yards to Corcoran there, Darrin.
Nothing wrong. I mean, it's 2nd and 20.
Yeah, nothing wrong. I'm saying he didn't try and force it, right? Like the Riders are dropping everyone right on second on very very long, and he just takes what they give him and get a few yards back for
See,
the punter.
Wesley's on the same page as me. Here comes a bomb. No.
Not in preseason.
The pocket was giving him pressure there. Pocket was giving him pressure. 3rd and 17, they'll be forced to kick it away. Gain of 3 there from Joey Corcoran. There's another Canadian receiver the Bombers have, and Joey Corcoran. So
yeah,
they got a lot of dudes. They got a lot of dudes. They got DeRoche, 77. Where is he? Thomas DeRoche. Draft pick out of Sherbrooke in Quebec. You'll see on the depth chart too, the Bombers depth chart, if I pull it up here. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. you'll see this spot where they got Corcoran, Penner, and DeRoche. This young man right here, okay? I'm a huge fan of this kid. Winnipeg Rifles receiver Jerome Penner.
Oh,
Man, he's a diminutive player, okay? He's small. This dude can play football. He's been really good in training camp. Both Rifles players are wearing 78. The other, where is he here? Did he dress? I don't think he dressed. Wonder what happened. But that's Cohen McCluskey, a linebacker for the Winnipeg Rifles. Jerome Penner, I do the play-by-play for the Winnipeg Rifles of the Canadian Junior Football League, Prairie Football Conference. Frankly, the power conference in Canadian junior football, for my money. You got the Saskatoon Hilltops, the Regina Thunder, Winnipeg Rifles, and a handful of others, but those are the teams that push each other every year. Penner is an absolute baller. Love watching him. Really excited that he got a chance to dress in a pro preseason game here. And he'll be a huge contributor to the Winnipeg Rifles in 2026. He had a 104-yard reception last year. It's like I think fourth or fifth longest in CJFL history. If you look at those records, it's all Andrew Harris when it comes to rushing records. But yeah, Jerome Penner, Cohen McCluskey, two good kids, young men, outstanding young men. The Winnipeg Rifles are playing for the Bombers in training camp.
Well said, my friend. Love that. Love to see that. Love to see that. So here are where am I? You're at 152 left, eh? Yeah. So it's so they're doing the 35-second clock here. You can't really see anything like that on the CFL
That's
Plus
right.
stream, but what are your thoughts on that, Darrin? Maybe as we get into getting close to halftime here, some of the new rules, 35-second clock, the kneels, no ties.
I'll read them off here. So for 2026, okay, final 3 minutes, the 20-second play clock is maintained in the final 3 minutes of the first and second halves. Game clock starts the snap of the first play following the 3-minute warning. That's a change they're implementing this year. There's been a little bit of gamesmanship with defenses and substitutions and kind of delaying things. So they've tweaked the clock there in the final 3 minutes of the second quarter and the fourth quarter, final 3 minutes of each half. Regular season overtime, if the teams remain tied following that second mini game, that's like one team's possession, the other team's possession, two of those mini games. Nice break up there from Canadian Jake Kelly. So if they two mini games, they'll switch to alternating 2-point converts will be attempted from the 3-yard line until a winner is determined. That's just in the regular season. And then each team will be able to take one 15-second timeout in overtime. There's a new rule in 26, automatic review following a turnover on downs. So ruling will result in automatic review from the replay center. This one's interesting. Quarterback kneels. They missed that field goal. We're going to get a return here. So this is 78.
Harrison.
Jerome Penner. There's another 78 on the team.
They have him down as Harrison.
Yep.
Jaden Harrison
is 79. 79, Jaden Harrison.
Jaden Harrison out of Notre Dame.
At the half or a half or the game may end on a single knee if the following conditions are met. The defense does not possess a timeout. It's the first down and the offense wishes to end the half for the game and 40 seconds or fewer remain on the game clock. They're essentially saying, like, we don't have to go through this. We're going to take a knee and then run the clock down and take another knee. They're just going to say, you taking knees, defense doesn't have timeouts. They're not going to use them. We're just going to forego it and end the half. Just kind of moving things along a little bit. Dead ball placement. If a kick goes out of bounds through the end zone with no point awarded, or a field goal attempt strikes the goalpost and no points are scored, the ball will be scrimmaged from the 40. So essentially those doinks, or if a kick goes through the end zone with no rouge, they'll just give it to them at the 40-yard line. Team bench areas will be the 40-yard lines on opposing sidelines. Bench violations will be a point of emphasis for officials in 2026 and result in in-game penalties and define supplementary discipline. There's some roster flexibility changes this year. Prior to the game, teams may provide officials with a third ineligible number capable of reporting and lining up in an eligible position. That's essentially just, a player wearing a number that doesn't allow them to line up on the line of scrimmage. Let's say, they got to bring in, let's just say Dietrich Nichols needs to play receiver in a pinch and he wears number 1. Well, number 1 would need to, oh no, that's not right. That's a single digit. Say it's, Evan Holm, 31. The team can say these numbers are automatically eligible to line up on line of scrimmage. It's a little bit of the minutia of the football rules, but essentially it's, normally you'd have to report to the official. I'm reporting as eligible. Okay, we got you 31. They write it down and no penalty would be there. And then an ineligible receiver penalty. An incomplete pass will be added to the possible outcomes available to the defending team when an ineligible receiver penalty is called. So if they throw to a guy that did not report as an eligible receiver on offense, an incomplete pass will be added to the possible outcomes available to the defending team. Whatever that means. Either way, minutia. As we're inside the final minute here of the second half, watching live on CFL Plus, and the first ever Schnitzy cast here on Bonfire Sports, and our live watch of Winnipeg's first preseason game. Is it still Conan at quarterback? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it looks like Cone. Yeah.
So I would love the live chat to let us know during halftime or right now. We're going to keep going into the second half. I'm going to take a bathroom break pretty soon because I'm in my 40s. Y'all know how that is. Or some of you, maybe you don't. But and then love you guys to fire some questions. What you want us to talk about on the live stream here.
Yep. I just on the rules there, they all seem totally reasonable to me. I mean, and 2027 is when you're going to see some of the big rule changes.
Yeah.
Darrin with getting rid of the rouge and getting rid of the 55-yard line. If this game is in 2027, it would be 17-10 Winnipeg. Oh, do we have another sack here?
You're still ahead.
Am I ahead? Oh yeah, how's that keep happening? I'm gonna back this truck up. Hold on. Sorry, folks. I don't mean to
spoil.
Who got the sack there, though, Darrin?
It was Jalen Smith.
For a loss. Another draft pick, second round draft pick, right?
From last year.
Jalen Smith, yeah.
2025.
He's a DB who could kind of like a Jordan Younger special, kind of a guy who can play all over the defense. Is that right?
Yep.
I think he can play some Sam. He can play.
Yeah. 5'10", 228, 230. He probably wants to drop a little weight to be that type of guy, but they want him to be a rock solid special teams player, right?
Yeah.
As the Riders put up a field goal attempt here, 3rd and 8.
Oh, looks like they got it.
Can you tuck it in there?
Yeah,
it looks like it. Yeah. So this is Kim. Who is this? Who's this kicker? Kim.
No
72.
idea.
He is American. Kim. What number is he? 72. Jonathan Kim, Michigan State. There you go. There's a look at him. Well, look, Schnitzy, my bladder's about to explode, so let's take a break.
What are we both taking a break? Like, what's happening?
You can do whatever you want. You want to answer some questions in the live chat?
You take a break and I'll hold it down, and then I probably need a break. I mean, we're talking about a 3-hour stream. Even the word stream is making me We got to pee.
See,
Folks, you can go
Jets girl
pee
knows.
too. You don't have to put up your hand. Just go take a pee break.
Okay, I'll be right back.
You got it.
Where's my camera here? Here we go.
Well, there is 11.1 seconds left, so hold on. Hold your horses, folks. Maybe the Bombers can get a bit of a lead here. There's 𝘎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙨 finishing off the half. Just a handoff there. Is that still Peterson in, maybe? I'm 42, 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙯. How old are you, buddy? I'm turning 43 in July. My Cancer. Water sign. Oh my God, why did I say water sign? Now I gotta pee again. I love seeing all you guys in the chat. Man, I missed you. Jets girl, Waka Waka, even freezing. Love you, man. Great stuff, 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙯. Great people, Sandy, Jeffrey Townend. Calgary, eh, buddy? Jeffrey, how you think your stamps are looking? Throw it in the chat there. Seawalks here. Yeah, how are the stamps gonna look this year, Mr. Townend? Not Townsend, Townend. And speaking of end, that is the end of the first half here in Saskatoon. The Bombers holding down a 17-14 lead. Looks like Clercius might have been injured in that first half, although we do have a lot of depth at receiver, for Canadian receiver, rather. Nothing super flashy from Taylor 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙯. What do you guys think in the chat there? But no big mistakes either. Not like he was throwing huge bombs, just throwing some stuff underneath Darrin, but seemed to see the field okay, make a couple good decisions. Looked like, as you said, the pocket kind of collapsed on him a little bit a couple of times. Not sure who was in for those reps for the Bombers and Riders respectively, so not sure quite what to make of that. It's early, but
4 of 9.
would you say a decent start? Would you say a decent start for 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙯?
I don't,
Kind of what
he didn't turn the ball over.
see.
He
Yeah,
didn't turn the ball over, right? So
looked
that's
better
positive.
than Jason Boltis. Anybody remember Jason Boltis? Come on in the chat. Let's see how many subpar Bombers quarterbacks you can list, especially from those
Yeah, you know
dog
what?
days of 2012 to
Obscure
2016, I guess.
Bombers quarterbacks. Hit up the live chat right now. Obscure Bombers quarterbacks. Schnitzy, who's your most obscure Bombers quarterback? And I'm not cheating right now. I'm not Googling anything.
Well, it very well might be Jason Boltis. I believe he was in 2014. Jason Boltis came in after Zach Collaros, not Zach Collaros, after Drew Willie got injured, or maybe 2015. I think it was Marcel Belfait who was still the OC, and they had a couple of guys. Max Hall was there, I think. But I remember Jason Boltis coming in, and he couldn't even complete like a 5-yard out. Like, he was skipping balls off the ground. He was absolutely atrocious. No knock on him as a person, just not a pro quarterback. So I would say Jason Boltis. I'm seeing some good ones here. Stefan Lefors. Whatever happened with Lefors? Didn't he sue the Bombers for some kind of like dismissal? I don't know. I don't know what happened
about that.
for us.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, he had some kind of suit against the Bombers. I'm sure there's more. Greg Brown, Peg City Scott, welcome to the chat there, Peg City. Good to see you.
Darrin Durant.
The gift that did keep on giving, because that the money that we saved on Durant, I know he got away with 70,000, but Justin Gold, the money that we saved on Durant allowed us to sign one Adam Bighill, who I'm sure we'd all agree will not only be a Hall of Famer, but probably a Bombers Ring of Honor player. Apparently is quite a good flag football coach, Darrin, for
Yes.
his daughter. They, by all accounts, are just destroying the local Winnipeg
Well,
kids flag football leagues,
beyond that,
boys and
I've
girls
been
teams.
beyond that. I've been checking out. I've been chatting with Biggie a little bit, and they went to Regina. They won their region, and this week, I think, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're going to be in Ottawa at the national championships.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's incredible! Like I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Just given Biggie.
Stephen Giles pulled up.
Oh, Stephen Giles.
John Huffnagel says Friesen. TJ Wobbly, of course, TJ Rubley.
Yeah,
T
Sammy
Martin.
Garza.
There you go.
T
Sammy
Martin.
Garza. Yeah.
T Martin played in the NFL as well, right? I think.
T Martin?
I'll have to look that up. T Martin, yeah.
T Martin or Garza? Martin did.
No, T Martin.
T Martin played in the NFL. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was drafted. T Martin was drafted before Tom Brady. Same year.
That's right. That's right. He's one of the Brady's 6, or what is it? Brady's 7?
Yeah. Brian Ayat, like that one.
Alex Brink.
You know what? Who was actually a pretty good quarterback, but was a backup behind Kevin Glenn? Pat Barnes.
Oh yeah, I remember Pat Barnes.
Number 14.
Yeah. So somebody mentioned Justin Goltz with the tie Selly. I actually thought
Snickers commercial.
I don't know how. What's that?
It was a Snickers commercial. Remember he did a Snickers commercial? Like it was his acting
No,
thing,
I didn't remember that.
The tie tightening. Yeah. Alex Brink, like it.
Justin Goltz, I thought actually he was a pretty good runner, and for whatever reason, teams in the red zone just could not stop that zone read of his. I don't know how many touchdowns he had, but Roy DeWalt, wow, that's a good one. Former star BC quarterback back in the day.
Wesley mentioned Alex Brink. Do you remember the other backup behind Buck Pierce with Alex Brink? Is
Joey Elliott, who threw for 403 yards.
Joey Elliott went to Purdue. He is, I think, still a college scout for the Indianapolis Colts. Like he's had that job for like 15, 20 years now.
Oh, really? Let me look it up here.
Yeah.
Do you remember in 2012, Joey Elliott, like he was everybody's favorite backup. Everybody loves a backup in Winnipeg, a backup quarterback. And he actually came in 2012. I remember this game. It was against the Ticats. He threw a touchdown to Chris Matthews. I think he threw for like 403 yards, Darrin, at home. I think he was the player of the week for the CFL, and then proceeded to not do so well after that. Part of that 52-0 shellacking on Labor Day in 2012, and had a knee injury. Sorry, it was 406 yards. I'm looking at it right now. So, but I seem to remember, folks in the chat could maybe throw this in there. I seem to remember, like, was he good against man defense, but against zone he was useless or something? Anyway, yeah, he's a pro scout, assistant director of pro scouting for your Colts, Darrin.
He's the assistant director now. There you go, working his way up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna leave the stream for a stream. I'll be right back, Darrin. Hopefully you can hold this down.
Sure. I don't know about you, Schnitzy. I'm getting hungry. We need a pizza sponsor. Hey, who's got a pizza sponsorship for us? Hey, Mike Sellers threw the ball. I didn't know that. Thunder and lightning for sure. Yeah. Holy cow. This is a new thing we're doing this year. I wonder if we should do it for the next preseason game. I like to get to the home games, so that might get in the way, but I think doing a live stream during the game is a great way to interact with people. The numbers of people watching us have just been driving up like crazy. We got over 250 people watching live right now across our channels. Be sure to find us on all your favorite channels. It's easy to find BonfireSports.ca /Instagram or /Facebook or BonfireSports.ca /YouTube. You'll find us on all of them except TikTok. Not going to happen. Well, it might. It might happen. I'm just not putting that app on my personal phone. No way. But yeah, again, you can find us on all your favorite channels. BonfireSports.ca /X or /Twitter. Both work. And the easiest thing when we're doing our pregame show or doing our postgame show, it's live. BonfireSports.ca /live. Be sure to check that out all season long. Chris Walby is back for 2026. He's at the lake right now. He's handling some things, trying to, cross his T's, dot his I's. But he's going to be back in the chair here on Bonfire and Game Day Winnipeg all season long in 2026. Of course, Schnitzy and I will have Game Day After Dark every single post-game show. The only place you're going to get live highlights for more than just a couple minutes, right? Of course, SportsCenter has that. That's great. You can find YouTube channels and all that stuff that play that stuff. But we are talking about the game. We are bringing your comments in just like this. Wesley's been bringing great questions and comments all season long, or all show long, I should say. But we're going to bring you into the conversation, joining us around the bonfire, play some video highlights on a live post-game show right here on Bonfire Sports. You can't get that anywhere else. So would love for you guys to join us again this year. Our audience just keeps growing. Thank you to everybody. It's why we keep doing it here on the channel. So Wesley wants to know, will we see Tommy Neild over the middle this year? Feels like Kolaris has been missing a big target in the center of the field. Yeah, I mean, that Dalton Schoen crosser, I think you're going to see a lot of Tim White. If you remember the first few plays of Winnipeg's first possession today in this preseason game, we saw a lot of Tim White. You're going to see him all over the field. Great possession guy, tons of speed, just real crisp route runner. He can get open. Yeah. Did Schnitzy go pull a Luongo? Spency wants to know. I don't know what that means. Pull the goalie? I don't know what that means. Oh, that's funny. Schnitzy,
I have to put on a sweater here. Got a little chilly in my basement. Oh, the real Spency's here.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. And Darrin, I hope I'm not interrupted. I don't know what you guys were talking about, but I do want to give a shout out to Spency and Candace Jane from the WST Discord and some other folks who have donated to our 1930 crew run for women's mental health on June 6th. We may have the link to throw up at some point. I know Darren's juggling a lot of different things here, but yeah, join. You could either join the run on June 6th at the Norwood Community Center. You can walk or run 10K or 5K or do even a virtual run or walk. And all the money goes to the CMHA, which is the Canadian Mental Health Association, Manitoba branch, for local initiatives for women's mental health. You can also donate. Any amount is great.
My computer is frozen.
And I'm proud to say that because of our friends, some of whom are in the chat, and actually Spency's running with us. Candace also going to do the 5K. Because of generous folks like them, the 1930 crew team for this event, again on June 6th, which would be hopefully a nice Saturday morning in June in Winnipeg. We are the top fundraising team in Winnipeg of all the teams. Our goal is in honor of the 1930 crew is $1,930, and we're getting there. We're over 1,000 now.
There you
go.
go.
Here we are. There's Candace. There's Spency. Little right up there. Shout out to our friend Tara Maslowski from 1930 crew who helped out with this. There'll be some more stuff on socials. Yeah. So very, very important cause, of course, dear to my heart, with mental health and such, and should be a fun day on the Saturday. So hey, if you got a
So where can they
couple
find this link?
the so that's the page. Maybe I'll just shoot you the link. I'll go on my email. I'll
So share page. Let's see
I'll
if I can do this. Yeah.
oh maybe well, there you go.
So I
Well, that
think
might
I
be to
can put
share it on
this.
socials.
I'm going to put this in the YouTube description, the video description. Okay. I'm going to
Perfect.
do that right now. And hopefully it pops up for people. Yeah, there we go.
I'll email you the link right now.
I got it. Done.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Look at you.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
it's race roster. Like you'll go into the YouTube video description, raceroster.com/events, or you just hit up Schnitzy's Twitter, right? You can find Schnitzy48, right?
As always, my friend.
Yeah. SCHNITZY 48. So you go to x.com/Schnitzy48. You can find it there, but also in the video description, this YouTube video.
So what are we looking for in the second half, Jared? I mean, we're probably going to see a lot of backups. Do you think Elgma's day is done?
Yeah, like I mean, so Collaros got one series. We've seen Elgma for the rest of the first half. I'm thinking it's going to be Bryce like if I was the coach, I would go Bryce Perkins to start the second half, and then give Elgma a little bit at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. Like let him. So everybody got to watch Collaros, and you know all the number ones on offense. Then Elgma got to get into the game, and now he gets to watch for a little bit, like Bryce Perkins has been doing, and then I would give him another series at the end, maybe two. You know,
let him watch from the bench a little bit, take in some more info. Yeah, see the field. I like it. I'm interested to see Perkins. Go ahead.
Well, let's talk about the Bombers depth chart. So here, let's zoom in on positions, okay? And first thing I'll say is the Bombers defense, there isn't going to be 12 starters. Yeah, they'll come up with a depth chart and it'll show you 12 starters. But if you want to be the smartest guy or gal in your group of friends, you'll say, yeah, I know that there's 12 starters on the depth chart, but they're going to play more than 12 guys on defense. And it's not just going to be a little spot duty here and there. They are going to play like 15 guys consistently. Okay. So at defensive end, you're going to have Willie Jefferson. Duh. At the other defensive end, it's looking like the starter is going to be Deshaun Dixon, number 90. He joined the team late last season, was a practice roster expansion addition. Those are the two I see at defensive end. Here's Colin Cornelsen, former Manitoba Bison. Your guy, Schnitzy, Tanner Schmeckel, is on the 6-game injured list.
Yeah.
To start.
And he was injured last year too, right, Darren?
Yes.
I think he had a breakout game in the middle of the season, and then he was put on the 6th game again. Tough luck for young Schmeckel.
But
distant relative, I'm sure.
You're going to see Colin Cornelsen. But the starters will be Cameron Lawson, the Canadian, and here at the other defensive tackle spot is going to be the guy that they brought over in free agency, and that's Jake Serezna. Serezna and Jefferson are going to be the two that you probably don't take off the field too often on the defensive line. Moving to the linebacking core. Okay. I understand Tony Jones is at weak side here. Okay. Tony Jones is the Blue Bombers middle linebacker. He was my vote for the team's most outstanding defensive player last year. Had over 100 tackles, had like 130 plus defensive plays. He's all over the field. This is where you're going to see different personnel packages. Okay. You're going to see Tony Jones at middle linebacker. You're going to see Kyrie Wilson at weak side. Okay. You're going to see Michael Ayers at linebacker as well. Should mention Neuer Gatkuth, the Bombers' top pick in 2026 in the Canadian draft. But at strong side linebacker, this is where they're going to bring in different personnel groups. Okay. For those that kind of understand the language, Tony Jones is going to be like a joker or a jack linebacker. He's going to be everywhere. He's going to be up near the line of scrimmage. I know you can see my mouse on your screen. He's going to be up at the line of scrimmage, on the edge, between the tackles, fill in those A gap, B gap, C gap. Kyrie Wilson will play weak side. Jaden Woodby will play a little bit of weak side in some of those other spots. Krestinger and Clinton are two American rookies that I think have done some very good things. We talked about Jalen Smith. He could be somebody that fills in at one of those more traditional linebacker spots. But what they're doing is they're using Michael Griffin at the strong side linebacker spot, the dime back, and Reddick Cramdy, who has been an all-star caliber at the dime, he's going to be the starting safety. Sometimes they'll use a double safety set. Maybe it's Cam Allen. Maybe it's Michael Griffin. Okay. Lots of different pieces that they're working through there. Who's the other one? It's Woodby and Ayers and Griffin and Cramdy are all going to be guys playing in the box. The box being that area around the line of scrimmage, right? The interior line, the linebackers. But they're going to do a lot of different stuff this year. Talking about the cornerback spots, this cornerback spot next to Evan Holm is going to be Jonathan Moxey. 5 years, I think this is his 6th year now in the CFL, time in Calgary, time in Hamilton. He is going to be the starting boundary corner. Sorry. He'll be here. Burrell looks to have the inside track on the cornerback spot on the other side of the field, the field side spot next to Evan Holm. So they're giving him boundary today. This is today's depth chart. But Evan Holm and Warren Burrell on the field side, Dietrich Nichols and Jonathan Moxey on the field side. And then I mentioned Reddick Cramdy at safety. I think we'll get a little bit of Cam Allen. We'll get a little bit of Nick Hallett, maybe some Jake Kelly, probably going to be a special teamer at this point. But lots of different personnel packages in 2026. So who are your starters? It's Jefferson and Serezna, Lawson and Dixon. But then you're also going to get some other guys coming in to add when they want more guys at the line of scrimmage. You're going to have Tony Jones and Kyrie Wilson at linebacker, but you're going to get some Jaden Woodby. You're going to have Michael Griffin II at the dime, but you're going to get a little bit of Reddick Cramdy. You're going to get a little bit of Jalen Smith. You're going to get some different looks there. Cam Allen. And then at those traditional corner and halfback spots, looks to be Warren Burrell, Jonathan Moxey, and then of course Dietrich Nichols and Evan Holm. That's kind of the defense how I see it right now, Schnitzy. Thoughts, concerns, areas of excitement for you?
No, I think you broke it down really well, Darren, and I don't know that I have any concerns. Assuming Moxie stays healthy and continues to play at a high level. He's a good veteran back there. Played for years with Hamilton, former All-Star, and then I'd be looking at the other corner spot, curious to see what happens there. You mentioned Burrell. Maybe there's a place for Tejada. You saw him with a nice pass breakup tonight, which led to the pick six.
Right.
So, and even Trey Vavel, who they may not want to use so much on the starting defense, given the amount of mileage he gets returning both punts and kicks. But
he's your dressed backup for sure. He'll be the returner and then your dressed backup. Yeah.
Right. And interesting that, I think we're it's an embarrassment of riches to have maybe the best halfback tandem in the CFL with Nichols and Holm, and then you have Cramdy, who's he can play in the box. Was playing Sam linebacker last year, probably one of the best in the CFL. Is Canadian, really sort of a heat-seeking missile, a great run stopper, very smart, kind of a defensive general back there. And interesting to see him go back to safety, backed up by Cam Allen, who had a couple of nice plays in his rookie season. And I think Griffin is an exciting player. I think he's shown some things in a couple of years here for the Bombers, Darren. So I'd like to see what Griffin can do. And then I think just finishing it off here with the D line, I think it's arguably the best D line we've had in a number of years. In the sort of glory years of the Bombers, starting 2019, 2021. You had guys like Willie Jefferson, of course, in the S, but you had Jackson Jeffcoat, who was, had he stayed healthy, uh, probably would have been a Hall of Fame defensive end. I mean, the numbers he was putting up, the pressures he was getting when they were counting pressures. So they've had a hole there. They tried Jamal Woods and Devin Adams and guys like that. Or that was in the interior, but I was meaning James Waters. But with Gatkuth here and Kydron Jenkins and this Deshaun Dixon, who's had a great camp, and then of course Jake Serezna, Cam Lawson. I'm really excited about Mounier Bailey, a global defensive end. I think they have the best D line they've had in a while, and all that to say, I'm actually really excited about this defense. They were an elite pass defending defense last year for all the metrics you want to look at, whether it's pass efficiency, yards, touchdowns against. But, a second year in a row where they were last or nearly last in sacks. And so I know Jordan Younger likes to run this multiple defense, very modern football defense. But you'd like to see some more pressure, and the other question is, can they even get pressure with three? If you have a guy like Serezna in there and Willie Jefferson turning back the clock a little bit, and then if newer Gatkuth or Jenkins or whomever can tip the scales there, I think it's a very exciting defense and better even than last year's defense, which certainly, aside from the loss in the Eastern Division semi in Montreal, the defense held its own. It was probably one of the major reasons why the team was above 500, given the struggles of the offense.
Yep. I don't want people to sleep on Jake Serezna. That's a huge signing for the Bombers. And then you mentioned Willie J turning back the clock. He's getting up there in age. I'm not going to doubt Willie J until he gives us a reason to doubt Willie J. He led the CFL in pass knockdowns last year, and while Winnipeg's pass rush numbers, ranked quite low, I think they were last actually in the CFL last season. That's not because of Willie Jefferson. They're rushing 2-3 guys against 5, 6, sometimes 7 in protection. Willie Jefferson is still an extremely effective all-star caliber player, and don't doubt it. Don't doubt it until you see reason to doubt it. But looking at the overall numbers, don't think Willie J is lost a step. Is he in his prime? No, nobody at 35 is going to be in their prime unless they're playing quarterback. Okay. I'm with you, Schnitzy. I think this D line is as good as Winnipeg has had during this 6 years of dynasty. Was last year part of the dynasty? No, but going to 5 straight Grey Cups in those 5 seasons prior, let's just extend that into 2026, because I think this team has the pieces to be a Grey Cup contender again. I was very high on the roster last year. I don't think Winnipeg performed as well as they could have. Their roster is better this year than it was last year. Great free agent signings. We haven't even talked about Jarrell Broxton on the offensive line.
Yeah, right.
How genius this signing was. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the highest paid American offensive lineman in the CFL. So everyone's like, well, they didn't want to pay, they didn't want to pay Yoshi. They didn't want to pay 𝘎𝙁𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗. Well, they went and got, I would say, a player as good or better than 𝘎𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 in Jarrell Broxton. The dude is thick, huge, and has great feet, great pass protector. Obviously, his size helps in run blocking. He's the exact guy they needed. Stanley Bryant turned 40, 3 weeks ago? Almost 3 weeks ago. He turned 40. The guy is ageless. I have an interview with him up on the channel.
You do.
You can find it on my Twitter too. It's insane that he's still playing football at a high level. How smart is it to have a guy like Jarrell Broxton playing right tackle, that if something happens to your 40-year-old Hall of Fame left tackle, you kick Broxton over to the left side to protect your quarterback's blind side, and you bring in one of these handful of Americans that they're incredibly deep at on the offensive line. Like, we've mentioned like Vanterpool and Randolph and Vibert. Who was the one you said stood out to you?
Ellsbury,
Tyler Ellsbury. I'm going to write that one down here.
Yeah.
Then one of those guys can take over right tackle, or maybe, I don't know if it's going to be Pat Neufeld, but that's a genius signing by the Bombers brass in signing Jarrell Broxton. Loved that signing. So
how did they even pull that off? Like, first of all, how did they even pull that off? Getting, I think, the most highly touted offensive lineman free agent in the CFL. And how did BC let him go? Like, was it a point of like BC just didn't have the money because they're paying Rourke and Betts and Hatcher through the nose? Like, what?
They are paying
what
those
the
guys
heck
through the
happened
nose.
there?
Do you remember like 2-3 years ago, BC's O-line was kind of bad?
Yep.
They've been scouting like beasts. They've got a lot of good young offensive linemen there. So when you have someone like Jarrell Broxton, who's of that caliber of most outstanding offensive lineman in the CFL, he's been on those ballots. He's been in that conversation for a number of years now. That's the guy you have to move on from. That's just a reality of the business. You got to move on from some of your more highly paid guys, and the BC Lions have put in the work and have a lot of depth with young offensive linemen. So that's the move they made. Winnipeg prioritized Jarrell Broxton, and they got him. Great signing. By the way, I picked the Saskatchewan Roughriders to win the Grey Cup 12 months ago, and I was right. I am picking the BC Lions to win the Grey Cup this year. What do you think, live chat? Am I insane? Am I nuts? What do you think, Schnitz?
I mean, when you have Nathan Rourke, you can win the Grey Cup. Absolutely, any year. They've still got the big guns at receiver and Hatcher and Katoy and McInnes, and there's Elgma.
Yep.
A rope down the middle. Am I ahead of you guys still?
Was that 217? Dorian Singer,
Darrin. Before we get back to BC, Dorian Singer is a name,
and Christian Fredrickson. These are some guys that I think are making some things happen in camp. At receiver.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's
21-yard gain.
Near side of your screen there at wideout. Elgma, no hook slide from the young man.
Oof, buddy. 9-yard rush for Elgma. Listen, when we know this in the NFL, those young sort of water bug quarterbacks like Kyler Murray, who can, sorry, Jeff, I don't mean to pour it on your poor Cardinals, but your Kyler Murray's like, they show flashes, right? And they can make defenses miserable, but Darrin, they don't, my dad used to say in Yiddish, Sitzfleisch. They don't have Sitzfleisch. They don't last. they're too small. They get destroyed, and you don't want to see 𝘎𝙤𝙤 running a lot, but when you're 6'5", 240, you can take a couple of hits. So, it's not the worst thing. If he can get you 9 yards, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
3rd and manageable. So now the 𝘎𝙤𝙤 has driven them into field goal range. Where I'm at here, where are you at?
Sorry,
No,
Schnitzy.
go ahead.
Tico Napoli saying, is there a post-game show today? Paulie, if you bring us pizza and maybe some cold ones, I'll keep going into a post-game show. Oh, little fumble there from Taylor 𝘎𝙤𝙤. Able to recover it, but he just dropped it.
OJ, I'm
play
looking
action.
at the replay here. All right.
Oh, see?
Oh,
that
pump
right
fake.
there is why a young quarterback can be dangerous. It can be dangerous because there's more things going on in the mind of a young quarterback who's new to the pros. And sometimes it's just like, you do a little pump fake or a little whatever. Oh, dangerous throw there. He's picked off.
Oh, he got picked off.
Yeah. So back-to-back plays from the Canadian rookie, and he fumbles, unhit, fumbles just carrying the ball, rolling out, and then throws a pick. So
you have to see the replay though. You know.
I'm just saying, these are the realities. These are the realities of pro football, and a young guy can see that's a bad interception to throw. That's not a good ball.
It certainly looks bad. I mean, he had a clean pocket. He had some time.
Now maybe Singer, 17 there, Dorian Singer, maybe he ran the wrong route. Maybe he was supposed to cut that off sooner. But that ball was intercepted by two players in the vicinity of that football. So not always on the quarterback, but
now he could have ran the run route, Darrin, but I would say Dorian Singer, number 17, rookie for the Bombers. He's had a good camp. Looked like he was wide open behind coverage.
Well, I think it's because it was an underthrown ball, or Singer ran the wrong route. Like you're saying that Singer was open.
It looked like he was actually open in the end zone there, but I didn't get it.
Well, that's who he was targeting, and it was an underthrown ball.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's too bad because he was open.
Well, he was open because the ball was off. Those guys, a receiver is running where he thinks he should be, and the defenders are running to the football.
No, but despite that, I think he was behind the defenders before 𝘎𝙤𝙤 launched the ball. But
that's possible. Yeah.
And I mean,
maybe he just got a little, sometimes, young players, they'll be like, oh, I got this guy beat, I'm just going to keep running. And then the quarterback's expecting him to break it off.
Right.
Run inside. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see a bit
What's going on, Fabs? There's my Winnipeg Rifles play-by-play partner, my color commentator, Tyler Fabry.
Welcome, Mr. Fabry.
What's going on, bruh?
We were talking about we were going on about something. Now I got distracted by this.
Well, we were talking about the receivers.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way. Either way.
I'm in preseason form. I was gonna write it down because I noticed we were switching topics, but that's something I'm gonna work on this year. Oh, what's this?
What's my pizza joint? Whoever wants to sponsor GameDay Winnipeg and GameDay After Dark, that's my pizza joint. I'm out in St. James. There's a couple spots I like out here. Triple C. I like. I think there's a new spot called Tasty Bite. It's pretty good. Over the bridge in Charleswood, the Charleswood Pizza Depot. Good spot. I was talking to student intern of Bonfire Sports, Evan Doyle, who worked with us through the Grey Cup and back again this year. He's been posting some stuff on his Twitter. I think you can find it retweeted by myself, Bonfire Sports, from the Sea Bears game last night. which is why I'm exhausted today. Sea Bears built for a championship, by the way. Their team is good. Their team is really good this year. But I was saying to Evan, I'm like, Evan, I haven't had any fast food in 2026, but I've had pizza. And he's like, well, that doesn't count. That's fast food. I'm like, how is 30 minutes to get your food fast food? Is pizza fast food? Live chat, let me know.
I see pizza as fast food. Like if you just walk into a pizza hotline or whatever and they have it right
Well,
there,
hot
you
and
get a
ready.
couple slices,
Little
hot
Caesars.
and ready.
Yeah.
So Jackson Tuchinski.
Yeah.
Are we going to see him tonight, Darren?
The former Bison's quarterback. He was released by the Edmonton Elks. He was a draft pick of theirs last year. They want him to be a tight end. They want him to be a receiver. He did sign with Winnipeg to be a receiver. Yeah, I mean, there's some potential there. He's like, I remember when his brother Xander was a Blue Bombers training camp participant when he was a Winnipeg Rifle. Their sister, oh gosh, I forget her first name. Incredible athlete. The entire family. It's freakish how athletic they are. Jackson has tons of tools. Yeah, I mean, Winnipeg's pretty stacked at Canadian receiver. He's going to be in tough. It's always easier, I think, to land or to convince a guy of a practice roster spot when they're in their hometown. But that's kind of where I see him right now, which Winnipeg has, they've got all of these frickin' guys like just at Canadian receiver, Dembski, Thomas DeRoche was a draft pick this year. Jerome Penner's the Winnipeg Rifle that's in camp. Gavin Cobb, Joey Corcoran, Tommy Neild, Kevin Clercius, and then of course Dante Daniels, who will famously be known for a long time as a shit-kicking blocker, mean MFer.
Yes, according to Mr. Kyle Walters.
Yeah.
We were talking about you were picking the
Thanks,
Lions.
Babs. Victoria Tuchinski is the Tuchinski
You were
sister.
picking the Lions to win the Grey Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know enough about their roster. I don't know how good their O-line is, but I wouldn't be shocked if Jack Cohn is still in. He escapes pressure. Some good pressure by the Bombers D-line. Looks like they stopped the Riders on second down here.
I'm sorry, Schnitzy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead. No, it's
pizza
fine.
Gets me excited as I've gone 5 months with no.
What did you say? What did Sandy say? Our good
Sandy
friend
was
Sandy
saying that Triple C is her go-to. Sandy, if you go to Triple C,
I've never been to Triple C.
So it used to be Pizza Land, and then the father owned the Pizza Land on Main Street, and that's still a Pizza Land with new owners. And then the son kept his place here in St. James and had to rebrand it because they sold the Pizza Land moniker. So Triple C, because the guy's name is Chris. If you go to Triple C, you get Susie Special, but instead of Italian sausage, you get the Langanisa sausage, the good Filipino sausage. Filipino family owns the place. Okay. You get Susie's Special, and then you get the Tongue Tickler. Used to be called the Tongue Tickler. I think that was part of the sale of Pizza Land.
I think
it's called the Mexican, spicy Mexican. You get those two pizzas. Okay. Here's the key. The next day when they're cold, you take one piece of Susie's Special with the Langanisa sausage. You put the Tongue Tickler, AKA the spicy Mexican, on top of it. Eat them like that, cold. It's the best cold pizza you will ever have. Until we get a pizza sponsor here on Bonfire Sports.
I know we're talking football here, Darren, but
oh yeah, we were talking about the Lions. You're right. Yep.
No, but I do want to say folks may want to check out the highlight of Nikolai Ehlers' tie-breaking goal here for the Canes. The last time I checked, anyway, they were up 2-1 on Montreal, game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final, and
they got their
it is an absolute highlight reel goal by Nikolai Ehlers. Oh my goodness! Holy, you got to check that out, folks.
They
We're on
got their
commercial
butts
break
handed to
anyway.
them in game one. What was that, 6-2 Canadians win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be hangry, Jets girl. Have a Snickers. Don't be hangry. I'm starving, Schnitzy.
Are you?
I got mini
Well, get
carrots.
something to eat.
Do a little
Come on,
ASMR.
man. Mini carrots. What are you, a little rabbit? I should bring you over my tacos I made tonight for the family, you know? Dutiful husband, father, made the tacos ahead of time.
Tacos or
Is it
tacos?
tacos or tacos? I don't know. I say tacos. Well, they're not really tacos. We put them in a wrap. Kids don't
That's a
like
taco.
tacos.
That's a taco.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
a soft taco.
I use ground chicken personally, but
I
yeah.
use ground turkey. I have turkey tacos.
Ground
often.
turkey is also good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ground turkey is also good. I do want to bring this up about the Bombers. You talked about the dynasty years or the glory years. You can't really call it a dynasty. They needed to win 3, in my opinion. But you know, they go to 5 straight Grey Cups, and then last year, Darrin, you know, it was, you could argue, kind of like a Last Dance feel if you've seen the Jordan Bulls documentary. You know, kind of like is this the end for Willie and Stan and Zach Collaros and some of the other guys? And it's a Grey Cup at home. You know, the you could argue that a lot of the guys maybe stuck around or took less money to try and win a Grey Cup at home, kind of redeem themselves with the 3 straight Grey Cups. All of those games, the Bombers were favored, by the way, and arguably should have won.
Have to mention right
And
now. Sorry, Schnitzy. Quick
go ahead.
caveat. This is Ridge Tejada or Tejada.
Oh, look at that.
With another pick.
Nice pick by Tejada there. Making
Second
a
one of
name
the
for
game.
himself.
Well, this one is just a heads up play. That's off the helmet and then looks like shoulder pads. Look at it just
Daniel
spinning,
Weed.
rolling down his back. Look at that. Great play by Tejada. Tejada?
Yeah. Tejada. His brother just retweeted. He just retweeted my tweet, Darrin.
Who did?
Coach Tejada just retweeted my tweet about his brother, Ranthony Tejada II.
Okay, there you go.
Who also played in the NFL, I think.
Well, you know what? People don't realize this. Bonfire Sports, or Pregame or Postgame, and then our podcast. You can find us on all your major podcast apps as well. I think you can go BonfireSports.ca/Apple or /Spotify. BonfireSports.ca /Spotify, whatever, any of those. Tons of viewers and listeners in the US, the families. Yeah.
So I was just saying, Darrin, like, not that we have to get into last year too much, but you know, many fans were a little bit baffled about the Bombers maybe not seeming to go all in, getting like premium free agents at the beginning of 2025. Then they had some injury troubles. I mean, the whole Jason Hogan thing, rookie OC who they hired from within, say what you want, it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs by
Nice run from Chris
Davis
Eichmann.
Alexander and the Montreal Alouettes. When you look back at that, Darrin, like, was that kind of a lost season? Was that a big missed opportunity? Were there maybe just not the free agents there that we would hope?
Last year?
What happened? Yeah, what happened last year, and then why the change this year? They go all in. I think the right coaches.
I don't think their offense was good enough. Everyone talks about the pass rush. The defense was not an issue. Here's Elgma going deep. Nice throw. Got Dorian Singer.
Oh, that was a nice throw. Dorian Singer dropped. Oh, he got it.
Talk about touch.
Oh, I thought he dropped it.
No, they called it a catch. You thought he dropped it?
Yeah, but I have it on my phone here, so not arguably. God forbid one of my children or my wife give me an iPad.
I think.
What a throw!
I think last year the offense was the Achilles heel. And I'm not like, I don't know if there was a better option out there as far as available offensive coordinators. Like maybe they should have given Jarius Jackson the reins. But Jackson, I don't know if he's with another team right now. He's not with the Bombers anymore. He was kind of that offensive consultant.
Yeah.
Missed most of training camp, like showed up late, and I don't even know what his role was, but it was that Jason Hogan offense. I think was an Achilles heel. Collaros had a big time down year. They lost Dalton Schoen, and it was kind of a wreck after that. We've talked about their free agents and Tommy Neild and Tim White and Jarrell Broxton. Those are nice pieces.
Yeah.
And then, drafting, well, there's an interception from Taylor Elgersma.
It looks like the receiver may have fallen down though.
Yeah, we'll get a look at the replay here. But the offense, it just wasn't good enough. The free agent signings that they made this year, and then Tommy Condell is a nice free agent signing. I expect Zach Collaros to have a bounce back year. Yeah, it looks like 87.
87. Who's 87? Is that Fredrickson?
That's TJ Davis.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so it's a depth guy there. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what you get with preseason football. You're down to third string, fourth string, deeper into the roster. Guys are going to make mistakes. They're going to slip. They're going to fall. And you got guys on the other team that are trying to make things happen so they can make a team. Anyway, Winnipeg getting Tommy Condell. I expect a bounce back year from Zach Collaros. I expect him to. I think everyone, like Schnitzy, I know you were quite critical of Collaros this past year, and I think at times rightfully so. What I'm seeing from him in camp and what we saw him leading a touchdown drive on Winnipeg's opening possession of the preseason here, take a 7-0 lead. Collaros still has all of it. He still has all of it. All of those tools. Still has the arm. And I think you look at Trevor Harris winning a Grey Cup at 39 years and 3/4 last year. The reason quarterbacks can play well into those later years is because their mind is their best weapon. So if Collaros showed up as he always does to training camp in really good shape, he was joking, by the way, if you were watching Handled Internally, the Bombers, one of the Bombers podcasts there, he's like, oh yeah, I worked on bodybuilding this offseason. That was a joke. He wasn't actually, but shows up in incredible shape, and he's still fleet of foot. He's still able to make all the throws. I don't see anything that has come off of his arm, like as far as his ability to make deep throws and have touch. And I haven't seen his arm fall off, figuratively, of course. I haven't seen that level fall off. I expect a big year from Zach Collaros under Tommy Condell with Tim White and Tommy Neild and Dembski and Ontario Wilson and all of those guys at receiver. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we went back and forth about this last year, Darrin, and people probably don't want to hear it again. And I've heard from some folks watching camp, although you may have a different opinion. Zach still has a great arm. Don't get me wrong, and of course he's got the smarts, which that doesn't decline with age. But I did notice last year, and some people have noticed in training camp, maybe some loss of whether it's arm strength or leg strength, Darrin. I did notice last year he underthrew guys more than I was used to, I would say. Now, whether that's the O-line, he had a lot of backup receivers in there with the whole offensive scheme under Jason Hogan. Nobody ever really looked comfortable. So, of course, there's some mitigating factors there. But I do, unless I see differently this year, and don't get me wrong, I'd like to, but I do wonder with his age whether it's just normal that your arm strength diminishes with time. And but that's not necessarily a deal breaker, right? Like you tell me what you think, but like you've still got the smarts, you still you know the playbook really well. If you're aligned well with your other personnel and of course your OC, the new OC in Condell, and if you know yourself as a quarterback that maybe you can't throw a 50-yard bomb off your back foot anymore, then you can make up for that because you see older quarterbacks, especially in the CFL, win Grey Cups like Trevor Harris last year and Henry Burris a few years ago. So
Ricky Ray.
Ricky Ray, right? So I don't necessarily think even if he has lost arm strength, whether that's a deal breaker, just the main thing for me is you got to know that about yourself, and you have to. The OC has to know that. The coach, head coach Mike O'Shea, has to know that, so that they're maybe changing their schemes a little bit, and not putting Zach in danger. So that would be my take so far. But I haven't been at training camp myself. You've been there, so maybe you disagree that he hasn't lost the arm strength.
Looks like 𝘎𝙥🫏, the Riders' backup quarterback here, got a finger in the eye. He was just sacked by, who was it, 58, I think it was, so the Bombers.
Reese is his name.
Linebacker?
Let me see here. David Reese, lineman out of Syracuse.
Oh, yeah. Yep, David Reese. But I think that's 𝘎𝙥🫏, right?
Yeah, that is 𝘎𝙥🫏.
Yeah, Brady 𝘎𝙥🫏. But look, Zach Schnitzer, I've seen no reason to see him as a weakness of this Blue Bombers team. From what I've seen, and my analysis of Winnipeg's makeup right now, coaching and talent, Winnipeg can win a Grey Cup with Zach Schnitzer in 2026. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we can agree on that one, Darren. Absolutely.
But sometimes you just got to get lightning in a bottle, right? You got to have fortune and luck and stay healthy, and you got to win when it matters. The West is getting better. When will Edmonton ever be like? When will Edmonton finally get over that hump and be a double-digit win team? I don't. Maybe it's this year. But I think the Lions are going to be better than they were last year. I don't think the Riders will be as good as last year. They lost a lot in free agency, but they are the defending champs. They have that pedigree. They have all of those leaders. They still got Trevor Harris at quarterback, and Corey Mace at head coach. Josh Bell is still running their defense. I think they have a new special teams coordinator this year. But either way, they're still going to be a Grey Cup caliber team and a team vying for it. There's another hit from Reese, and this one gets flagged.
Oh.
Who's in at quarterback now? Tommy Stevens.
Yeah. Hey, Patty Rathwell's joined the chat. Our good friend from the 1930
Pat, how are you,
crew.
Brother? 1930
Butter
crew.
Ripple, my man. Butter Ripple.
I'm not keeping
should we do a shout out for the 1930 crew? Our bus tour there, Darren.
We got a Bonfire bus this year, or a Schnitzy bus too?
No, I Darren, I don't get my own bus. There is going to be a third bus, though. I belong on your bus. I belong on the bomb bus. Or what did they call it last year? The Schnitz bomb bus? Bonfire bus?
Bonfire bus.
I thought it was the Schnitz bomb bus.
Ooh, nice hit there from that's Jalen Smith, I think, right?
He says Jalen Smith has had a couple plays. Connor Shea.
1930 crew, the 1930 crew. Find them on all the socials. I don't know if the website's up yet, but we're taking multiple buses to Regina again, our annual pilgrimage west for the Labor Day Classic in the Queen City. You want to be on the bus. Schnitzy, this is what I always tell people. The best part of the 1930 crew, outside of the amazing people on the trip and the amazing time you will have that everyone always has, Beyond that, the best part is that you just make sure you're on the bus. You don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're on the bus on Saturday. You're on the bus the next day to go to the game. You're on the bus after the game, and you're on the bus the late next morning after the Labor Day Classic, and they'll bring you home. Like, that's all you got to worry about. You want to be there. The Huss bus will be back. The Bonfire bus. We have a third bus this year, don't we?
We have a third bus. Maybe, Pat, you could jump in on the chat here. I don't know if we have a name for the third bus. I don't know if it's going to be the Rathwell girls bus. I don't know. But I'm excited for that that third bus. It's just, I mean, and we stay at a nice hotel right downtown, right across from
beautiful
Crave.
hotel.
The Hilton there in Regina, right across from Crave, where the Bombers take over on the Saturday night before the game. And if you're wearing your Bombers gear, Wade Miller will buy you a beer. Yeah, I mean, you don't now we're even providing a couple of meals, the Saturday night dinner at Four Seasons, a Sunday brunch at Four Seasons. So you don't even have to worry about eating.
Just get on the bus, baby.
You just get on the bus. You got your game ticket, your bus ride, all your meals. You got drinks on the bus. There's raffles, prizes, things to be
are there any
won.
shooters on the bus? Oh my God. You guys should have seen Schnitzy before we even hit Brandon when we left town.
Yeah.
On the 1930 crew bus. Schnitzy, you were lit. You were beyond, believe it or not, beyond.
Yeah. Year one,
you were beyond Chris Streveler lit.
Yeah. No, that first year we went, it was Pat Rathwell with the butter ripple that got me that got me in trouble, but it wasn't that bad, right? Like last year, I don't know what it was.
You had a little nap and you were great.
I actually I wasn't great. Like, I'm too old for that. I must have had, I don't know how many shots, but it was not only the butter ripple, but it was mixing all those shots, especially like sweet ones, like the sourpuss and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I passed out before Brandon. I don't remember the rest of the bus trip, and because of my age, the fact that I didn't drink enough water, it was a rough next day. So I won't be doing that again.
Well, hopefully Jets girl knows if you're not bombed by Brandon, what are you even doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? I know Jets girl will be there for her inaugural 1930 crew bus trip, so maybe she'll be my accountability buddy. Fireball whiskey.
Help you sing in tune. Oh.
Hey, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a bad singer.
Regina.
By the way, Bryce Perkins is in for the Bombers.
Here we go.
Third string quarterback.
Yeah. Let's see if I can pull up these stats here while we're watching.
See what Bryce Perkins can do here. Oh, good scrambling. Pocket breaks down. Throws a short one over the middle.
To Corcoran?
Maybe Corcoran. It's not going to get him the first down. But...
Yep. Nice. So, Bryce Perkins, I'll say, doesn't have the most natural throwing motion. He kind of like, I don't know. It's just like Terry Wilson throws a beautiful football. But after he throws 3 really nice passes, he throws a really bad one and he's picked off. So I think that's kind of the book on Terry Wilson. And to catch people up, we talked about it off the top. Both Peyton Thorne and Terry Wilson have left the team. They've, on their own volition, decided to leave the team and make the Blue Bombers quarterback cuts automatically. So both have been placed on the suspended list, meaning it's not like bad boy, you're suspended. Suspended means your contract is in suspension. It's suspended up in the air. The Bombers still hold their rights. But Winnipeg is back to or they have their quarterbacks now in Zach Collaros, Taylor Elgersma. This was removed. Okay. Terry Wilson is not there. And then Bryce Perkins. So Collaros, Elgersma, Perkins. Those are your 3 Bombers quarterbacks for 2026. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Bryce Perkins was the United Football League's most valuable player in 2025. Doesn't have the most natural throwing motion, but I see a lot of confidence and command. He's played a lot of pro football in the NFL. He started a game in 2023, whatever year the Los Angeles Rams won with Matt Stafford.
Oh, I think it was 2021.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, has a Super Bowl ring, has a UFL Most Valuable Player trophy. He has confidence and command. I just like watching his body language during training camp. He's pointing, he's talking, he looks in control. If you are looking at Taylor Elgersma and Bryce Perkins to win you a football game tomorrow, like let's say there's a game and they need to win, it's a playoff game tomorrow, not a preseason game, I'm thinking it's Bryce Perkins over Taylor Elgersma. Just to win a football game, because he's got that experience. He's done it. But Elgersma knows the Canadian game, has all the tools. I think and like I said earlier, I think Taylor Elgersma is the second best quarterback. Look at this pick. It's another pick 6. Big man touchdown.
Woo!
Who is that? 56.
Let's see here, folks. I'll pull up the Tommy Stevens pass intercepted.
I think it's Jacoby Clinton.
Let's see here.
Yeah. Nice job there. And then just nobody around. This is a middle linebacker dude. Jacoby Clinton and Micah Kressinger, 56 and 57. Those are 2 guys trying to unseat one of those traditional linebackers, which is going to be a tough job unless Winnipeg decides to move on from Kyrie Wilson, who, by the way, played 18 games last year, had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to unseat Tony Jones. I don't think you're going to unseat Jaden Woodby. But those guys are fighting for those spots. Maybe a practice roster guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice wheels on the guy, right? Like,
yeah, not too bad. But you see, big boy, big body, right? That's a Jameer Thurman, Darnell Sankey type middle linebacker, right? That's not a Cam Judge, Kyrie Wilson type linebacker, Jaden Woodby type, a little bit more fleet of foot, a little bit more slender. Yeah. That's an in the box guy, run stuffer. Anyway, Winnipeg's, we didn't touch on Javan Santos Knox out for the year.
Yes, I was just thinking that. But by the way, can I just ask you, Darren, was that pass tipped? Did you say Kretzinger? You mentioned Kretzinger. Or you're just saying he's in the mix at linebacker?
Yeah, 56 and 57. Those are the 2 guys that I don't know. I think are kind of leading the linebacker, American rookie linebacker competitions. Yeah.
Oof, that was ugly.
Was that touched?
I don't know.
That's Brady Olivera, 2026 Canadian draft pick.
You were talking about Javan Santos Knox. Tough news for him and
day 1 of training camp.
Like
within the first hour and a half, I think, of day 1 of camp. Needed help off the field. And then we finally, quite a while later, many days later, got word from Mike O'Shea that his season is over. So presumably, ACL, Achilles type injury. It looked like his right leg. Don't know, but he's coming off some really good years with the Ottawa Red Blacks. He obviously left Winnipeg and joined the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I think I have that right. Do I have that backwards? Anyway, Javan Santos Knox, great person, great personality, great guy, and a very good football player. Winnipeg signed him this offseason to potentially bolster that area. A lot of people wondered if that signing meant Kyrie Wilson was going to get the axe. But he's the type of guy that they like, loves playing football, high character guy, and very talented football player and fast.
Mm-hmm.
Long, lanky dude who can move and make tackles sideline to sideline. Really tough that he suffered a season-ending injury, but as I tweeted at the time, the silver lining is that this is an area where Winnipeg has a lot of depth. With a lot of those guys we touched on, it really does come down, in my opinion, to Tony Jones, Jaden Woodby, and Kyrie Wilson. Amongst those two traditional linebacker spots, middle and weak side linebacker.
Yeah, and Santos Knox was going to potentially maybe compete with Kyrie Wilson for that will linebacker spot, Darren, you think?
Yeah.
So,
and I touched on this, like Kyrie Wilson's here at middle. He's the weak side.
yeah.
Tony Jones, he'll be the starting middle. And then Woodby's in that. There's Clinton. There's Krestinger. All those guys are kind of in the mix. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, I'm at 9:40 left in the fourth quarter here. You're going to see a lot of backups, Darren, but I would say the player that stood out for me the most tonight, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat, folks, and you, Darren, is this 𝘎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙩 at quarterback. He had the nice pass breakup, which led to the first pick six by Evan Holm. And then he had kind of a highlight reel interception that was rolling around on Riders receiver Daniel Weeb's body there. Nice flash from the young DB.
It's your boy Bruce into the live chat. We got almost 400 people watching the live chat right now.
Boy.
Great to see everybody. Game Day Winnipeg live pregame the day before the game. Myself, Chris Walby, as always. Bluto is back for 2026. We're giving him a vet day here at training camp. So he was off this week. And then Schnitzy, of course, you and I will get Game Day After Dark going live. Video highlights, your conversation, all of the regular shenanigans and good times we have on Game Day After Dark live after every Blue Bombers game, home and away, all season long. But yeah, for today, we thought we would do a little Schnitzy cast, a little simulcast, but great to see everybody in the live chat. It's your boy, Bruce. Everybody loves seeing it. It's your boy.
It's your boy. It's your boy isn't just a OG member of our chat, and also, of course, other chats in this fine sports city that is Winnipeg, but he's a pretty high level DJ in town, Darren.
What kind of DJ?
Oh, I don't know enough about music. Maybe he'll throw it down there. I don't want to.
What kind of venues is he playing? What's he doing?
Well, he's doing the big venues in Winnipeg, including, I believe it was the Halloween party for the Winnipeg Jets players and their families. Like,
what?
This is big time for our boy Isha boy. Yeah.
Bruce.
Yeah, he's a serious dude. So if you're looking for a DJ, Isha boy,
okay,
get Isha boy if he's available. His dance card is probably full right now.
Popular dude,
very popular dude.
About that.
Has anybody stood out for you, Darren? I know it's hard to tell. First preseason game on the road. We've been talking the whole time too.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's particularly stood out.
Yeah, I mean, that first drive is, the one that I, maybe what I'll do, like after the game, we'll play that first drive and like we'll show it right here. We'll actually show it because, like, obviously broadcast rights and all those, we can't show you the game during the game, but we can show you after the game, right? So I think we'll do that. to me, what stood out is that first drive where it was Zach Collaros to Tim White, like bang, 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 3 plays in a row, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, that's what stood out. Here's a look at some of the team stats. I don't know if we can have this for people. I'm sorry if you're watching on your phone and you can't, but this is interesting. Like first downs, 22-10 for the Riders. I don't know if I can even get it over there for you guys to see. Anyway, it was, I'm going to pull up the playlist from the beginning of the game. I'm going to go all the way back. First quarter. Okay. Collaros to Tim White, 20 yards. Okay. Second play, 1st and 10. Olivera for 1. Third play, Collaros to Tim White for 15 yards. So there's 3 plays, 2 to Tim White, 35 yards total. Okay. Fourth play, 1st and 10. Tim White, 22 yards. So like they were just going at him, right? And then Winnipeg has, I don't know why it says 1st and 8, but either way, at that point they're on the Saskatchewan 8-yard line. So 4 plays, 3 to Tim White and a short run from Olivera. As we're watching Bryce Perkins throw a nice football there to Dorian Singer. Singer's fighting. I think Singer could be a practice roster guy to start the year. He's fighting for a spot. You can see it in him. He's trying to get open. He's trying to make plays, and he's done that through camp as well. But that's what stood out to me in this game, Schnitzy, is when Winnipeg had their ones on the field, it was Collaros to Tim White under offensive coordinator Tommy Condell. As we watch Bryce Perkins take a little trot inside the 30.
Looks like it'll come back on a hold. You hate to see that.
Preseason 4th quarter here.
Yeah, I know, but it's I'd like to see them, cap off the win here. But tough when a quarterback takes up. Why is everybody talking about how small Bryce Perkins is? I have him listed as 6'2".
He's not small.
211. Is that small?
Who's saying you're saying everybody's talking about him being small? Who's saying that?
There's people in the chat. 6'2", 231. That's
let yourself be known if you think Bryce Perkins is small. I haven't seen that. There's no reason to. He's not.
Seems like a pretty good size.
Yep. No, TH Power has it. Singer kid is impressing. Bart's back. What's going on, Bart? I know you stepped away for a bit.
Good to see you back, buddy.
Stanley Cup playoffs game going to sudden victory. Not sudden.
I like that. Sudden victory.
It is sudden victory.
Seawalk, he is small compared to 𝘎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙯, but so is everybody.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody.
Waiters,
not guys in the NBA.
Waiters saying, I wonder which rookie Derek Taylor will fall in love with. Last year it was Cam Allen. DT and I have fun at training camp, talking ball. Love hanging out with him and watching camp days. We were kind of talking about that, like who it is this year. And it's tough because there isn't a lot of first year guys that are going to be starters this year. Like Warren Burrell at corner, maybe.
Yeah.
There's no other first year, okay, rookie going to start. Like what will Chris Wallace say to that? He'll say,
go ahead. Sorry.
Cal Murphy will always say you have a loss for every rookie that starts. Well, Winnipeg might start one. So that's pretty good.
That's a great Cal Murphy quote. I just got to say, Perkins, nice catch by Corcoran, a nice throw by Perkins, patience of the pocket, kind of stepped up there. So I think Perkins, he's playing against 3rd, 4th stringers here, but he's also behind 3rd stringers on the O-line as well. He's looking good, looking decisive.
Look at, right there, showing his ability to step up in the pocket and use his feet. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Bryce Perkins isn't isn't. I think he's capable of being a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Schnitzy? I'm kind of changing my mind a little bit. I think Bryce Perkins could be the short yardage quarterback. I just think Elgersma's big. Elgersma is more of that Tommy Stevens type, right? Where you get a big guy to just push the pile. But I think if you want ball security and smarts and experience, go Bryce Perkins as your short yardage. Here's 2nd and 8.
You're right.
Let's see what they do here.
Oh yeah.
Going
Key
deep.
play here. Going deep.
50-50
Contested ball.
He's got it. Oh no, I thought he had it. Tough one there.
Like a reasonable throw.
Yep.
Well, let's see the replay here.
Yep. Yeah, so, it's amazing how the Bombers haven't made a huge round of cuts and 2 quarterbacks no longer with the team. So we know who it's going to be. Now it's who's the number 2 and who's the short yardage. And we're going to find out who the short yardage is, presumably way before, fingers crossed, way before potentially who the number 2 is. But you know what Michael Shea will say and do. He'll play games with that depth chart and he'll put Elgersma as 2 and Perkins is 3. And then the next week Perkins will be 2 and Elgersma will be 3. And he's like, well, the depth chart doesn't mean anything, so don't ask about it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Michael Shea's been here over a decade. We know the game. We know the story.
Right? Yes. Love Mike O'Shea, but also love that I don't have to interview him like you, Darrin. He's a tough interview. I will say, looking at, very small sample here from Bryce Perkins, but, we have seen in the last few years where the Bombers like to throw some, you might call it gadget play, trick plays on 2nd or 3rd and very short, yard or less. Maybe the quarterback dropping back, throwing a bomb, kind of catching the defense off guard. But if Perkins has that ability, I'm not sure about the quality of his arm quite yet. But if he's got the wheels, there's some different options there that can keep the defense off balance, keep the drive going, maybe get a bit of an explosive play on offense. So it'd be interesting to see.
You want to talk about his arm? Let's just look at the facts, okay? He was the United Football League most valuable player last year, okay? He started a game for Sean McVay in a year that they won the Super Bowl. He can make the throws. That's not a guy who's like, oh, somehow he started a game for a team that ended up winning the Super Bowl with a bad arm. Somehow he hoodwinked Sean McVay of all offensive minds that he can play quarterback and not have a good arm. Somehow he won UFL MVP 4 years later in 2025 without a good arm. He has a good arm. He just, what I see is he doesn't have that conventional throwing motion. It's a little unconventional, but it doesn't mean it doesn't get the job done. Guy's a professional, say what you want about the UFL, but those are good, talented players. I would say close to, and if not on par with the CFL. He can make throws.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking here, Darrin. He had a passer rating of 108.7 in that MVP year. So, or I should say, offensive player of the year and MVP in the UFL. Yep. So, I mean, those are some good numbers for sure. Be curious about his completion percentage. Maybe
offensive player of the year and MVP, probably okay.
Yeah, probably good.
Inside, we're approaching 3 minutes left here in the.
Oh boy!
Oh, how about this? Just for you, Schnitzy. Jeffrey Townend, getting that last name right in 2026. Jeffrey says, "Super chat, $50. Thank you very much, Jeff." Jeffrey says, "Have a round on me tonight, boys, and maybe a few O'Henrys for Walby." Or use as you see fit. Let's work together to down the Riders in 2026. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Awesome. Townend. That's very, very nice. JT. Very, very nice. Much appreciated. I don't think you gave me the super chat money from last year yet, Darren. So still waiting.
You say
Still
that every
waiting
year,
as to
don't you?
get through all the checks and balances of the YouTube
Now,
bureaucracy.
Schnitzy, are you sure about that? Are you sure I didn't send you an e-transfer?
I actually don't even know what I did today, but before
No, like real
now.
talk. You remember I sent you an e-transfer and you said, "What's that for?
No.
Why'd you do that?" And I go, "Super chats."
Was that 2 years ago now?
No. No, it wasn't.
You do owe me a Detroit Lions toque or hat of some kind?
Yeah. I have a Detroit Lions hat that I got for you at Chris Walby's Super Bowl party at the Pony Corral on Narren. Yeah. Had a great time at the Super Bowl with Walby and his whole crew. A couple of his sons were there. We had a great time.
How could you not?
Yeah, big thanks to Peter Janakis and everybody at Pony Corral. That was awesome.
I'll have to catch that party next year. But Jeffrey, thank you very much. You're a fine gentleman. Yeah, you're always up on the super chats, paying Darren's rent.
$300 that might be the money Friesen sent us. That $300.
Yeah. I had to spend that money on therapy just to cope with the comments that Friesen throws down in the chat here.
Oh, that's funny.
We welcome Friesen though. We love Friesen. We love everybody on the chat except that one. We've only had one issue on the chat in all these years, Darren.
Which issue?
I think we had a porn bot once, but never again.
That was the old streaming service I had. I was using different software. That was a long time ago.
Long time ago. Yeah. Since then, it's been seamless.
That was like 4 years ago.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. But I mean, who forgets a porn bot?
That's true. It was like all the squirting emojis. That's what was funny.
Please stop. Please stop.
Squirt, squirt, squirt. Okay.
Oh my God. I do.
Ban.
As I'm sure nobody really cares about the outcome of this game, although I would like to see what Perkins could do in maybe his last drive. But I do want to just show my Ontario Wilson bobblehead, which was a season ticket member
How about that
gift this year. Proudly showing
it a little bit. We get rid of the shine.
Yeah.
You had it in a good spot. You just had to tilt it a little bit.
There we go.
There you go. Nice.
Ontario Wilson, maybe the #1 receiver for the Bombers. Number 2 behind Tim White. And then I've got a nice little lanyard.
30-year
30. Oh, why is it still? Anyway.
It's upside down.
Oh my God. 30 plus years.
There you go.
Season ticket member, folks. Nice little lanyard here from the Bombers. So got a sticker.
Look at you. You got all the things.
Yeah. I got all the things. So, and they even gave out a beach towel at Taste of the Bombers. A Bombers beach towel. So,
okay.
Oh my God. Look at this, Darren.
What do we got?
𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙚 Pauly is cheekily showing up Jeffrey Townend with a $51.
$51. 𝘎𝙤𝙤, all caps as always. 𝘎𝙤𝙤 don't get showed up by Calgary, LOL. To a big blue 2-year.
Thank you very much, 𝘎𝙤𝙤.
Thank you very much, Pauly. You're the man.
You're a good man.
You're the man.
Wow.
Love that. Well, Schnitzy, there's $101 I won't send you until 2028.
But with inflation, it'll be like $110 or something.
Well, I'll buy Apple stock with it, and we'll be fine.
𝘎𝙤𝙤 is calling 𝘎𝙤𝙤 king of the super chats. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. 𝘎𝙤𝙤 is a great super chatter. So not that it's a competition. Yeah, the THP Power is wondering if this is a telethon now.
Well, no. But you can make a donation. Link is in the video description.
Yes.
You can also find it on Schnitzy's Twitter at Schnitzy48. What is Schnitzy's Twitter handle? Well, you see his name there, SCHNITZ but instead of the ER, you put a Y, Schnitzy 48. And you'll find a link to this great cause that you're doing. Bonfire Sports has made a donation in kind. And
Thank you.
look at you. You're at $1,300. You're
Yeah,
killing
no,
it, bro.
we're destroying the field. Look at this, Darren. Our
Oh,
friend
Bart.
Bart Oman ups the ante
You
with a
guys are
1
awesome.
cent raise.
Bart, thank you.
Wow.
You guys are awesome.
This is very
the bonfire
humbling.
has lots of fuel ready to go now. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys.
Very nice, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's lovely. Thank you, Bart.
2.5 minutes left here,
Appreciate
and
that.
we encourage everybody, stick around because we're going to go back and watch right here on the screen the opening drive where Kalaris and all the starters were on the field. The Riders are playing their starters too, so we'll get a chance to look at that drive as soon as this game is technically over. 2.5 minutes left here. But
this is like the freaking wave of super chats.
Is it? What do we get?
Jeffrey Townend with a $52 super
chat. Oh
chat.
My gosh, Jeffrey. You guys are incredibly generous. Thank you, Jeffrey Townend. Because of T-Kona, I won't be able to have dinner tonight. This is your fault.
Wow.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much, you guys.
So, Schnitzy, maybe we'll talk about this. You and I talked about a nice little return there. Who's that? 79. Oh, yeah, he's returned a couple kicks.
Yeah.
Jaden Harrison. You and I talked about this. Maybe doing memberships on the YouTube channel here.
Yes,
kind of,
yes.
You know, help support the channel, help support you and me and Walby for, you know, the work that we put into bringing this to you guys.
Yeah. But I think if you do a generous super chat like that,
Gosh.
like I think that's your yearly fee, eh?
Yeah.
So your subscription.
Well, I'd love for you guys to let me know in the live chat right now, like if we did a post game show and, you know, say we did like a 20-minute post game show and then moved to like a subscription type thing, similar to, you know, what other YouTube channels do. I think Winnipeg Sports Talk has a thing where, you know, you can pay $2, $3, $4, $5 a month or whatever and you know, be a member. Those are memberships through YouTube. By the way, YouTube takes like a third of that. So let's say it was $3 a month, they would take $1 of it. But I wonder if you guys would be open to that, you know, throw in a couple bucks at Bonfire Sports to, you know, help support the channel and, you know, so we can keep doing this for you guys. Yeah. Hey, Bart's in. Appreciate you, Bart.
Bart's in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bart.
Because you and I,
yeah,
we do like 2-hour post game shows. I imagine we could do, you know, 20 minutes with, you know, with everybody and then bring it over to like a membership only type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be done. Lots of YouTube content does that for sure. So here's Perkins trying to ice the game. Second and 10, flushed out.
Pass. Falls right through his hand. It doesn't fall through his hands, but hits him in the hands. Who was that?
Was that incomplete?
Yep.
Oh, that's a bad drop.
Look at that escapability.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Jerome Penner.
Drop.
Winnipeg Rifle.
Oh, too bad.
That's my guy.
He could have potentially turned that around for a first down.
Yeah. That's tough.
So now the Riders are down by 3, just under 2 minutes. Bombers punting. Oh, that's a nice punt. Wow. That was a beauty of a punt.
Who was that?
Holy.
Let's see.
Wow. And it looks like there was a flag on that play, so that could be no yards, but it might be a legal block.
So that is Keegan Andrews.
66-yard punt, Darren.
Pounded it.
Wow.
Keegan Andrews was... Is he the
No, it's not no
draft
yard.
pick? I'm not trusting my own notes here. I have him as a 2026 draft pick, but I don't know if he was.
Keegan Andrews? I'll look it up here.
I'll have to... here, let's see. Keegan Andrews, Massachusetts. Yeah, so he's a global.
Yeah. Those global punters, eh? I wonder how long that global program is actually even going to last.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, but it's good for punters. That was a hell of a punt at
I'm wrong. He is a 2026 draft selection. Yeah, he's a draft pick. Keegan Andrews. Yeah, that was a nice kick. Inside 2 minutes left here. And we'll see if the Riders are able to move the ball. That's a strike.
Oh, man.
So
Up
that's
the seam.
Braden Shager. Not Braden Yeager. Braden Shager. Not the Jets prospect.
Nice patience from Shager there, looking off the DBs, looking to his left, his left, and
not a great tackle there from Winnipeg 41. Major Williams.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Trying to go for the ball. I get that though. Sometimes, when you got a receiver and everyone's kind of like standing up vertically and running together, you kind of just go for the ball instead of maybe trying to strip the ball. Yeah.
Come on, Bombers. Any win against the Riders is good in my books. But they're marching here.
What's going on here? How did my window get out of whack with yours?
Man. Riders marching. I don't want to see a tie, though, buddy.
Mm-mm. It's like kissing your sister, as they say.
I wouldn't know I don't have a sister.
Are there any other like big pressing questions you have as a Bombers fan going into this year? Like, it's Tommy Condell, it's Jordan Younger coming back again. It's Mike Miller, second year running the special teams. Mike O'Shea, I think it was a distinct possibility he wasn't going to be back as the head coach of this team.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that speculated that. I never thought, I don't know what you thought, Darrin. I never thought he was leaving.
I did.
You did, eh? I just very quickly, I thought maybe he was just doing a favor for his buddy Pinball, maybe for leverage, trying to negotiate, obviously that's a bit of a negotiating point of another team. In this case, the Argos obviously really want you, probably would have paid through the nose.
I think the Argos are going to be the worst team in the league this year because they didn't get Mike O'Shea and they're stuck with Mike Miller, not Winnipeg's Mike Miller, but the quarterback coach of the Argos last year, Mike Miller,
right,
as their head coach. He's never been a head coach before. I think Wade Miller refused to let Mike O'Shea go. I think Wade Miller, how do I put this? He negotiated deftly, very well. And I think he made it happen. Wade Miller knew losing Mike O'Shea would be an incredible blow to this organization. When you still have Willie Jefferson and you have Brady Olivera in his prime and you still have Zach Collaros and you have all of these pieces and the window is closing and they're like, we can't be without Mike O'Shea. Not now. I think Wade Miller just got the job done. Off-season MVP Wade Miller, I would say. I thought Mike O'Shea was going to go. I really did.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Why do you think maybe it's speculation at this point, but why leave, you think, if you're Mike O'Shea?
Well, he's a Toronto guy. Like, he's from North Bay, Ontario, but like, that's where he raised his family. That's where well, I mean, he's been in Winnipeg now for a lot of years, and his kids are now out of high school. So you could say they were raised here as well, but that's where he had his kids. Look, I honestly feel like it came down to one factor, and that's like, if you're Mike O'Shea, there's a lot of good things in Winnipeg, right? But the one thing that comes with the territory of being the head coach of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I think is an area Mike O'Shea hates. And that's a robust, everyday, large media contingent, right? You go to Toronto, he doesn't have to deal with any media. He doesn't. There's no daily newspaper reporters. There's no daily radio reporters. There's no daily digital reporters. As the Riders score a touchdown here on what will likely be their final possession of this preseason game, their finale, Winnipeg's first preseason game, to take a lead. For Mike O'Shea, you go to Toronto, all he has to worry about is football. I think the media is a huge area that O'Shea could just do without. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
And like Winnipeg versus Toronto, that's the polar opposites.
Absolutely. No, I mean, there's unfortunately no presence in Toronto.
None.
And yeah, I'm sure that would be attractive to someone like Mike O'Shea. And like you said, family there. He's an Ontario guy. Very, very close with pinball.
Kids are out of school now, so like there's nothing holding him in Winnipeg. It's not like you got, a couple kids in grade 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like, they're all out of school now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wade Miller just said, no, you're not going anywhere, Mike.
So you're saying he wrote him a big check? Like,
I think there's no doubt, but I think there's more to negotiating than just here's the big check. I think I'm uncertain if there's certain things I've been told and know that I don't know if I'm able to share responsibly. So I'll just say there's more to negotiation than just, this is how much money we're paying you, or these are the perks we're giving you, or this is your contract and how attractive it. There's more to it than that. There's timing, there's language, there's lots of different ways of like things that go into negotiating.
For sure.
Wade did what he needed to do, got the job done. Yeah. And huge. That would have been, I think, if you write the 100-year history of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, losing Mike O'Shea after 2025, had it happened, that would be one of the biggest chapters of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Winnipeg doesn't have to worry about that. So answer me this. Who would be the head coach of the Blue Bombers if it's not Mike O'Shea?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Darren, because I was just thinking that as you were talking, like who would have been the head coach of the Bombers? I mean, maybe Jordan Younger.
Young.
Younger guy. Yeah. I don't think Richie Hall would have taken that mantle at this point in his career. Mm-hmm. Kind of on the back nine. I don't think there was anyone on offense. I don't think they would have given it to Jarius Jackson. So they probably would have had to Wesley Follis Hogan for head coach. Yeah, those pit vipers sunglasses on a head coach. I don't know. Jeffrey Townend, Mark Mueller. I don't know if Mark Mueller would leave the Riders. The OC of the Riders.
That was the chatter at the time.
The Grey Cup. Yeah.
Brian Dinwiddie got the golden ticket in Ottawa. You're the head coach. You're the GM. Yeah. You're getting the fat contract. You're getting full control. It was easy for him to leave Toronto.
Yeah. I don't even know who was out there. I mean, another guy, I guess. Oh, look at this. Perkins leading a drive.
Mm.
They're on the 45 here, folks. Just hit, who's number 88? Hereford.
That's the Colby Hereford, Canadian they signed not long ago. Yeah. Ooh,
Apparently
somebody in the live chat said that his mom grew up in Winnipeg.
Oh. Apparently Justin Dunk told our friend Waiters, Perkins is sacked. Oh, that hurts. Number 50 for the Riders. His best buddy Justin Dunk. I actually think Waiters was chatting with Justin Dunk from 3 Down Nation at our Grey Cup live stream there, Darren, at Silver City. Not Silver City, Silver Heights. Said Ryan Dinwiddie could have been because right when we did that stream, and shout out to you for setting all that up, Darren. Got to talk to Farhan Lalji, Joe Prescucci.
Oh,
that was a
fun.
fun night, great ribs.
Silverhead's restaurant. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, that was exactly when we were speculating about Mike O'Shea, right? Because he had taken that interview in Toronto. So
yeah.
Kahari Jones, interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, I was gonna say Campbell. Rick Campbell was out
Rick
there.
Campbell.
Yeah,
he joined. I think he rejoined the BC Lions this offseason, did he not?
Yeah. Special teams or something. Perkins is picked off.
Yeah,
that'll seal it.
So, final look at the stats here for the Bombers. I don't even think it's worth looking at the team stats, but Taylor 𝙎𝙥𝙤𝙧𝙩𝙨, 6 of 13 passing, 2 interceptions. Yeah, I mean that's tough, but that's what happens when you're a rookie. Bryce Perkins throws a pick, but finishes 5 of 9. Zach Collaros 3 of 4 passing for 57 yards. Led a touchdown drive. Brady Olivera punched it in. You'll see Olivera's numbers here. 3 carries for 3 yards, but did have a touchdown. Matthew Peterson ran the ball 6 times for 14 yards. Elgma ran the ball 4 times for 18 yards. Michael Chris Ike 3 times for 17 yards. Had a run of 12. A large of 12 yards. Schnitzy, as if I did the first one of the season.
No, I did it earlier. I did it earlier.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but then I corrected myself. I can't believe I actually thought it meant large, the LG there. That's pretty funny.
I have no idea who. Oh yeah, Stevie Rocker Jr. Pardon me. Sorry, Rocker
good name.
family.
Good CFL name.
Yep. Stevie Rocker Jr. had 1 carry, no yards. Dorian Singer was the busiest receiver for the Bombers today.
Continue that. Sorry, I gotta go for a sec.
Okay. 6 targets, 3 catches, 59 yards, including a long or large, as Schnitzy likes to say, of 23. Tim White, 3 catches on 3 targets, all in that opening drive that we're going to watch momentarily. We're going to play that in 1 second when Schnitzy gets back. But had a second down conversion. Corcoran, Clercius, Hereford, Cobb all had second down conversions. You'll see the numbers there for those guys in the receiving game. Defensively for the Bombers, I mean, you're going to see a lot of these younger guys that are trying to make the team. Let's see if I can not have their names cut off here. You can see just enough of it. Jalen Smith is the Canadian second-year player for the Bombers. I think he was their second-round pick last season. Had a team high 5 tackles. Cam Allen, 1 on specials, 4 total tackles, 3 on defense in this one. Jake Kelly with 3 tackles. Should mention Jalen Smith had a tackle for loss, including a sack. Ridge Tejada, maybe it's Tejada. He had an interception. They give the I think they took that other one away, but he had the hand on his ball, hand on a football a couple times. There's Jacoby Clinton with an interception and a 42-yard pick 6 for the Bombers. So overall, I think some of the younger guys, tried to make some things happen. Tejada Smith on defense. Dorian Singer was busy on offense. But Schnitzy, I think you and I want to go back and watch this opening drive. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's see if I can do it here. Hang on. Maybe I have to refresh it. Are they going to be able? Are they going to let me? Oh, sweet. Here we go. Hang on, I'm going to mute it.
In-game and what would Mr. Halleck's title be? In-game or
Who?
announcer, play-by-play.
Who?
Tom Halleck.
Press box
Tom
announcer.
Halleck.
Press box announcer.
Sorry, Todd. I wasn't quite sure of the official title, but good to have you on the chat, my friend. Tommy Ball Game.
Here. Yeah, there you go. Press box announcer, yeah. Tom Halleck. Announcer extraordinaire. Lots of different
does
games.
A great job. Yeah, does a great job.
Let's see if I can do this here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it this way. I'm going to blow up this ticker.
Leslie Mitchick, shout out to you, buddy.
Hey. Well, you know what? It's over our face, but maybe that's okay.
Here. That's fine. We've seen our face for a Friday.
You're telling me.
For a Friday, for a long time. 3 hours.
So here's the opening drive of the football game. Here, can I zoom this out? Let's see. Can I get a little bit more? There we go. So this was the opening drive of the football game for the Blue Bombers. Zach Schnitzer and the Bombers starting offense against a lot of starters for the Roughriders. But this first play was a strike to Tim White, the Bombers' free agent acquisition. And a nice quick play as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice to see that that connection right off the hop, Darrin? Like, I think something for a team that has been in the bottom of the stats for passing offense in the last couple of years, year and even the year before. I think it was nice to see Tim White and Zach Schnitzer be on the same page so quickly, chipping in for 3 catches, 57 yards on that first touchdown drive.
So that first play was a 20-yard strike, Schnitzer to Tim White to the 46, the Winnipeg 46. Then Olivera just ran for 1. It leaves them 2nd and 11. And here we're going to see Schnitzer in the shotgun. And again, he's going to connect to Tim White. And I mean, Tim White had a slow start a couple of years ago. I remember a lot of people in fantasy were like, what's going on with Tim White? Where are the big numbers? To catch people up on Tim White, he's missed 3 games total the past 5 seasons with the Ticats. 3 games in 5 years. That is a durable receiver. And you'll see he's not the biggest dude. He's a smaller guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he has had 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons where he has scored either 7 or 8 touchdowns. You play 18 games and you score 7 or 8 touchdowns, you're scoring at a clip of more than once every 3 games. That is a every down stud receiver as he makes another catch. So after a catch for 20 and a catch for 15, there you see Schnitzer to Tim White down the right sideline for 22 yards to the Saskatchewan 8-yard line. So 4 plays and 3 to Tim White. See, look at it, like small guy there, but gets vertical, gets up, wins a 50-50 ball against a starting Saskatchewan Roughriders defensive back. I don't know who that was. Who was that? Well, Brooks had the tackle. Could be Brooks.
Yeah.
They're dime back. Here's Schnitzer going to the end zone. He's going to Christian Fredrickson here. Fredrickson, number 72, tall guy. Would you say he was Idaho State?
Something like that. Yeah.
He's popped off the page in training camp. He's gotten work with the ones and with the twos, first team and second team offense. Christian Fredrickson, Idaho State. I didn't even know that was a school.
Yeah.
But who cares?
Yeah. What I love, the thing that I notice most about Tim White is his route running, Darren.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talked about Keyshawn Johnson, number 3 for the Riders, being the best receiver in the CFL, but Tim White, I've always enjoyed watching how he stops on the dime and just cuts in very small spaces, and just the speed and quickness. I think I hope that he stays healthy like he has in the last number of years, as you said. He keeps up that pace. Could be a very dangerous offense.
Here's Collaros in a little bit of traffic trouble.
Yeah.
But, does that right there is vintage Zach Collaros. It's bump up, bump into the pocket, roll out, pump fake, scramble. And he doesn't pick up the first down on that run. But that was a 6-yard run. Old friend Marcus Sales, say less, Marcus Sales. But that brought them from 2nd and 8 from the 8. This is now 3rd and goal from the 2, and Brady Olivera punches it in, 2-yard touchdown. That's your opening drive of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the 2026 preseason. If that's what we're gonna get from a Tommy Condell offense, lots of Tim White, lots of Collaros, and a Brady Olivera touchdown at the end, I think Bombers fans are going to be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and you would have liked to see a little more efficiency on offense, Darren, after that initial drive, but you have Elgma in there.
I'm just bringing it back here.
Elgma comes in, and this is his first pro football action in the CFL. Mm-hmm. So you'll give him a pass. Didn't do anything really bad per se. Didn't do anything amazing. Here. What's that? But Brady Olivera.
So you see this Bombers player standing with his heel on the goal line, closest to the camera.
Yeah,
that's Jarrell Broxton. Look at the size of his arm. It's the size. So that ref is like 5 yards closer to the screen, right? It's the same size as that ref's head, and he is 5, 6, 7 yards behind him. Jarrell Broxton is huge.
Yeah, he is a monster.
He is a huge man. Great free agent signing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, like I was saying, I was just saying, just wrapping up the thoughts on the game here.
Hey, Pancan. Thanks for joining us. Yep.
It would have been nice maybe for the offense to put together a few more drives, be maybe a little more efficient, threw a couple of picks there. I mean, really, the Bombers, 14 of their points came on defensive touchdowns. But, unless you're looking at the all 24 and your coach and you're breaking down personnel and scheme and all that stuff, it's very hard to tell, very hard to evaluate. And I'm sure the Bombers coaches and personnel folks will do their usual good job of evaluation. Interesting to see when is the next round of cuts, Darren? Do we know that?
That's a good question. I'm not even sure.
Yeah. So interesting to see I think there's a round of cuts before the next preseason game, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you sure about that? Because I don't know why.
I'm not sure.
Because that would give the Riders 2 preseason games and everyone else 1, and then be forced to make cuts.
Right.
I don't think there is. It's a good question. It's a good question.
That's a fair question. Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. There we go. Hi. So, overall thoughts on the game. I know you've kind of shared them a little bit, but like beyond Taylor Elgma, and maybe even beyond this game, Schnitzy, what are your expectations? Not hopes with your blue colored glasses, But your expectations for the Blue Bombers in 2026?
I expect the Bombers to compete for first place, Darren. I think they have the roster. I think their ceiling is quite high. I think if, and you could say this about any team in the CFL, any team in pro football, if Zach can stay healthy, if the O line can improve from last year, they certainly have the receivers to compete with any team in the CFL. And Brady, looks like Condell and Kalaris, probably the most important relationship on the team between coach and player, have a good relationship. They have history together. Zach talks glowingly about Condell. They've got Sergio. Shout out to Sergio. By the way, he's got a new clothing line, Swing Chingon. I've retweeted a couple times. I'm getting a few items. Darren, I'm getting you an item. You got to respond to me. But Sergio, arguably the best kicker in the CFL. Sheehan's a good punter, good cover teams. Defense has arguably improved. Another year for Jordan Younger. I honestly think that they should be able, all things considered, and if health is not an issue, Darren, they should compete. They should compete for first or second in the West. And they've got a great home crowd. They've got extra home game this year because of the Argos, Darren, because of the World Cup. Like you said, may not be a great Argos team. Maybe get another win there.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the teams in the West are good. Saskatchewan's lost some pieces. Trevor Harris is a year older. Edmonton, I'm not sold on yet. BC, I'm not totally sold on. Not like you. I think Calgary will be good. Calgary had our number last year. Yeah, so I would say first or second in the West.
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad.
You?
I think BC is going to win the Grey Cup. I think Winnipeg will find themselves with a home playoff game. But I think Saskatchewan is right there. I kind of put it. I have two tiers in the West Division. I have BC, Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, and then I have Calgary, Edmonton as that second tier. In the East, I have three tiers. I have Hamilton and Montreal in the top tier. I have Ottawa in the second tier. I have Toronto in their own tier because I think Toronto is going to be a nightmare. I think the only, football-wise, the only saving grace for Toronto is Chad Kelly. I think without Chad Kelly, they could be winless. I think they're going to be that bad. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
That's my thoughts. Yeah, I'm going BC over Hamilton. BC over Montreal in the Grey Cup in Calgary this year. Yeah.
So Montreal would have back-to-back Grey Cup losses.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I hope folks in the chat will hold you to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as soon as Friesen's done trolling about Bryce Perkins being short, because he's not. But he, I think he was just kind of, and like, Friesen, I know your game, right?
Yeah.
You're then like, I think the Bombers will be 14-4. You just want me to click on that, that live chat message to pull you up on the screen. I'm not doing
it. I don't know. I think if you pulled him up on the screen every so often, he'd maybe not be so compelled to just flood the chat.
Feed the beast
with the stuff.
Yeah. Burke Boop Boop says, no, Darren. Well, if BC wins the cup, and I'm right like I was last year, 12 months ago, I picked the Riders to win the Grey Cup. Feel good for Buck Pierce. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Nathan Rourke will probably win MOP again this year. Yeah. Him and Buck,
probably.
Those two are going to be formidable for a decade. Look out.
Yeah.
Uh,
And great guys, right? Like Buck, we've all, many of us have
yep.
met before.
Well, I introduced you to Buck and his wife at the CFL
Yeah,
Awards,
at
and
the CFL Awards.
they
What a
were.
lovely guy.
I still remember how happy you were after that exchange, because
Hmm.
they told you that they, watched the show and watched you, and I think Buck thanked you for, your coverage of the league. That's a pretty cool feeling, though, isn't it?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, Buck Pierce knows who I am? What?
Heck yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
does.
knows. Um, and was gracious, even though I've maybe criticized Buck probably in 2024 more than any other year, especially for that Grey Cup. But we're not going to talk
Yep.
about that.
Well, that's why you have to
But
kind of
great man,
balance your
great
heart
guy.
with your head, right? You can cheer for
Yeah,
the good people, but also, you know, be true to yourself and true to your eyes and your brain and what you see, and call it like it is. Call it like it is.
yeah.
That's how I try to do my job as a journalist and broadcaster and reporter. Schnitzy, you're a fan first, but you are an analyst, and I always commend you on your honesty and your ability to speak from your heart, no matter what. Um, that's why you're a pro. You know, good on you,
Oh,
brother.
you're very kind. I
Okay,
think
I'm done pumping your tires.
there's only
It's
one
just gonna
pro
make me
here.
keep those super chats from you for an extra 3 weeks.
Twi-
Um,
uh, Twig and Barry saying we got to get Willie Jefferson back on the After Dark show again. Yes, that was definitely a highlight of last year, Darren, getting Willie
yes,
uh
that was
totally
awesome.
randomly on the chat.
That was
Well, he
after
wasn't
the
random. He was watch.
that was
That
after the
was after
cowboy night
his
too, right? He's in the cowboy
yeah,
hat and the chain, and yeah.
yeah.
Steve Smith
That was
watching
fun.
on Facebook, everybody
Hey
watching
Steve,
on
what's up,
YouTube and
buddy?
Twitter. Thanks everybody out there in the live chat. Pregame, as we always do, Chris Walby's back for 2026. Game Day Winnipeg live the day before the game. So you can watch us the day of the game. You can watch us at halftime, during the game, whatever. But we will go live the day before the game, as we always do. And then Schnitzy, you and me, back again, game day after dark, live post game, every game with video highlights and your conversation and questions out there, live chat. You are the fire starters. You are the fuel to keep this fire burning. That fire will be lit up for the first game day after dark of the season, I promise. Schnitzy, final word to you as we wrap things up. We're this close to 500 people watching live. Awesome. Thank you, everybody out there. Big ups to you. You guys are awesome.
What can I say? I usually am sort of thinking of a rhyme throughout the broadcast, Darren. Um, Gosh, I don't know.
What rhymes with sayonara,
I've never rhymed something with sayonara,
right?
but we, I mean, we did see the first throws from Mr. Elgersma.
Now that's another name to
What rhymes?
tough to rhyme, is
What would
Elgersma.
rhyme with Elgersma? Well, maybe just here we go. Here we go. Elgersma, here we go.
See,
Um,
they used to ask Eminem. They'd be like, "How do you can't rhyme the word orange?" And he goes, "Well, no, maybe one word doesn't rhyme with orange, but two words do, and that's door hinge, an orange door hinge." So you just did an Elgersma. Here we go.
we'll see you next Saturday. That'll be our first After Dark, Darren.
Yeah,
Saturday,
I think so.
29th,
Yeah, we'll figure it out, or,
second
or we'll do
preseason
another
game.
live stream like this, another Schnitzy cast.
Hey, we could do that for an
We
away
could.
game. That could be a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Maybe we'll do it from our secret location on 854 Hazeldale.
Yeah. Someone
I'm
said
seeing some
654,
Hazeldale.
but anyway.
No,
Yeah.
it's 854. It isn't 654. Who said that? Ryan Friesen. But yes, nice to see everybody. Yes, it was the beginning of a hopefully long storied career for one Taylor Elgersma. And hats off to everybody for the beginning of the season. There you go. Sayonara,
Here we
everybody.
go,
I'll get
Bombers.
better.
Here we go.
I'll get better.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.